Good evening, everybody. This is Big Al, Alan Feaster with KO Boxing Breaking News. Still, we're one of the newest news channels in boxing. We're still brand new, everybody. Thank you, everybody. This past month, this past year, we're above, I think, now 700 subscribers or more. Thank you very much. Just give me 1 second. There's a little message that popped up. Okay, I already got it. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Something popped up on my computer, a little message. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We have a special interview with a young gentleman named Zeke Castro, and his dad is a trainer, his coach, head coach, and father. I think is going to be joining us tonight as well, and we'll get into that as well. We'll talk. Everybody that want to type in comments, you can type in comments, and then also too, after we get done with the main part of the interview, when I invite you guys on, you can click this link right there at StreamYard link to come on live to ask Zeke any questions or to share any memories and stuff that you had with Zeke, or tell us something that maybe Zeke don't want to talk to us about. And then we have one rule in our show: any question you don't feel comfortable answering, you don't have to answer anybody. Okay, so we're gonna get ready, and everybody, thank you so much for joining tonight. Thank you. We have a lot of people already watching, so thank you everybody for coming on. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button, hit the like button, hit the bell. Also, thank you again. Yes, sir. Okay, we're waiting for Zeke. I guess he has a lot of fans already. Okay, he'll be coming on in 1 second. I was just joking. Okay, here we go. We have our special guest, Zeke Castro, and his father, Mr. Castro, is on, coming on as well. Here we go, guys.
Joining us today live on set, a special guest.
Hey, guys, are you there? Okay, I don't see anybody in camera yet. We have just George here. Hello? Zeke, are you guys there? Hello? Hello? Okay, what we'll do is we'll have them come back in again. Go back to the StreamYard link again and enter that information again in the StreamYard link. If I have to, I can get off camera for a second and send you the link again. And we have a lot of people already making some comments. But Zeke, your dad, just go back to the StreamYard link and follow the instructions again. And you can use your cell phone, laptop to come on live your camera. So, and then you have to give access to StreamYard to your camera. Okay, so we got a lot of people. We'll share some of the comments for Zeke. The people waiting for Zeke already. We have Zeke Castro, yeah, and that's Daniel. We'll share these again as we're waiting for them. Okay, while we're waiting for them, I guess while we're waiting, we can go through maybe some of the headlines in the news as we're waiting. Normally, I don't do that, but well, we'll wait patiently. Already, we have a few. Priscilla, Joe Allen, boxing, Priscilla Woosley, and many others. Okay, we see all you guys' comments. We'll wait for them to enter back in. Let me get off one more. I'll close out my mic. I'll send them the link again just to make sure they got it. Okay, here we go again. They had to come back in. It's hey guys, don't feel bad. It's happened to other people before coming on, getting the right connection. So here we go again. Our special guest,
Joining us today live on set, a special guest.
Zeke Castro. Here we go. Hey guys, sorry about
I'm
that.
home.
You're on live. How you guys doing? I'll pull you up real quick.
Pretty
There
good.
you
We got the earbuds on, but they're not seeming to work. We'll just take them off. Is that all right?
Okay, that's fine. Well, sometimes there's an echo, but if you guys don't hear, we don't hear an echo, then we should be good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not hearing anything off there. I'll just
Okay.
take those off. Is that
Oh, you're
sorry?
okay. You're Mr. Casper, you're okay because we don't hear an echo yet. That's only to sometimes to keep a better connection where we don't hear an echo or somebody will be playing the camera or the live stream in the
Okay.
background, like on being on the like you're calling on the radio. You got to turn down your radio
Okay.
for it doesn't backfeed. There you
All
go.
right. Well,
All
sorry
right.
about the technical difficulty. I didn't get the full.
No,
Uh,
that's okay.
I didn't know how to do it, man. I'm old school. I'm old school.
Oh, not as old as me. I'm 57. So
Yeah, you got a couple years on me.
yeah, okay. Give me 1 second. We're gonna fix something here real quick. That way we have you both on camera this way. Give me 1 second.
Fantastic. Thank you.
We have a lot of fans already on, a lot of family members or people here to watch the interview, so we're
Thank you.
fine. Okay, there we
Well,
go.
it's an honor to be on your show. Thank you very much, and it's very nice to meet you.
Yep, Mr. Castro. Hey guys, look at your good coach from what I've seen there. We'll get get into that after we get some basic. Hey, Zeke, how you doing, young man?
Doing good. Honored to be here.
Your dad seemed he's more nervous than you were to come on. So
Yeah.
my name's Alan Feaster. I used to box back in the day. Some of my teammates, you're up and coming prospect, amateur boxer, top ranked boxer for amateur boxing. You got me nervous now. But I used to box, have a lot of head injuries from the past, even from street fighting back in the day, back in the 70s and early 80s. So I had some frontal lobe damage. So for me to collect my thoughts sometimes. Okay, well, welcome to KO Boxing Breaking News. We've done many other interviews. You're following behind some other up and coming professional boxers that's been on. A couple amateur. Bree Parker from B&B Boxing Academy. She's been on. She was like a 7, 8 time national champion.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Man.
and we had some others. We had some people already making comment. We'll get to you guys' comments here in a second or share your comments on screen. Also, we had Roberto Duran. If you remember Roberto Duran, we had his son, Robert Duran, on as well, and some others, and some young men that are like 8-0, 11-0 from Las Vegas, professional boxers. Joey Barrero and his brother Ezekiel Barrero. They train with the young guys that you want to be fighting. So Tank Davis and all of them, and Ryan Garcia, and so because they lived in Las Vegas. So they've been on as well. Then we had Bernie on from B&B. You guys know probably
Oh yeah.
Bernard Davis. He's been on for an interview. We had Steven Nelson on this past weekend. So there's some guys that's been on that you're familiar with. And I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, so you're not too far away.
Not at
And
all.
so I try to save a couple video clips to share with the fans or people that don't know you that well. But Zeke, real quick, we'll start from the very beginning. How you and your father get started in boxing, or get you started in boxing a long time ago?
He got me started in boxing because he was an amateur boxer. I'm not sure how he got his start. I think it's you're gonna have to
That's
yeah, I got my start from him though. I think I was just born with a pair of boxing gloves. So I just been around it my whole life. So
okay. Okay. Well, I have to run the whole show here, so I don't have a second the backstage people helping me out, so you're fine. Real quick, what I wanted to do, everybody is asking, how young did Zeke maybe start in boxing? I have some pictures to show from that as well.
Um,
We'll get into that. So your dad got you started in boxing. How old,
yeah.
Zeke, were you when you were boxing, when you first started? Do you remember? Or if you
Competing.
can't, no, just training, just practicing boxing.
I actually sent you a video, and on that video, him hitting the bag, he was about in between 5 or 6, about 5 or 6, and he was already displaying jabs and body shots, and for such a young age, he was already showing tremendous ability. But I've been working with him ever since he was a very little kid, so
Okay. Well, a
he's
lot of
been
fans of mine.
around it.
Right. We have a little video clip, but I'm going to show the video clip. While the video clips are playing, the couple that I have to show,
Mhm.
our mics cut out, so they won't be able to hear us. But this is the video clip that, no, Mr. Castro, what's your first name?
Zeke as
Oh,
well.
yours is
I'm
Zeke.
actually,
Zeke.
yeah, I'm actually junior, and he would be the third. My dad was Zeke Senior, so yeah. The
Oh.
3 Z's, you can't sleep on the 3 Z's.
There you go.
I like that.
No.
Can't sleep
Okay.
on them.
Well, everybody, this is a little video clip we have of Zeke hitting the bag at a very, very young age. Here we
That's
go.
the one.
Remember. Jab. 1, 2. Good. Real fast. Ah, better. Ooh.
Okay, there you go. Hey, Zeke, how old were you when you were hitting that bag? Do you remember?
Too young, but I still remember it. I think I was maybe like 4, maybe
For
4.
a
Yeah, and you see me looking back at my dad trying to get approval from him.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm always just trying to impress my dad.
No, you're doing pretty good. Hey, let's go through some of the comments. These are some of your fans, family, people that might know you. I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna show some of their comments just to give them kudos for showing up tonight.
Thank you. Oh,
Okay,
Joe Ellen.
I'm here, brother. He says, okay.
Good to
And
see you.
Daniel, let's go, Zeke. Okay. Some others as well.
Oh man, that's cool. They're showing love. They're showing the love. I've got some friends, families, and I got some subscribers that are there, and they're tuning in and stuff. Joe Allen, actually, he's been following Zeke from probably day one since I started posting up the fights, and he's been really promoting Zeke on his YouTube channel. Is Joe Allen Boxing.
Okay, I'll check him out then. Joe Allen Boxing, is that
Yeah,
correct?
and he's old school like me. He trains old school. His son is like 14 years old, and he's a solid heavyweight. He's like 195. He's a solid kid, and that kid shows a lot of dedication in the gym. Man, I mean, they're posting up videos way more than we are, and that kid is going to be something when he decides to go full force in tournaments and all that. Yeah, he's gonna be a force to reckon with. And once again, his name is Joe Allen, and the YouTube channel is called Joe Allen Boxing. And if I'm wrong, Joe, correct me. So, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, and they give us so much props. He's done little stories on Zeke and stuff. He's a really good supporter of us, and I appreciate him and his son and them really supporting us, and we support them back.
Okay. I'm just going through some of the comments. This Priscilla Woosley says, "Host, are you a boxer?" I used to box back in the amateur. I started when I was real young, probably fourth or fifth grade in amateur boxing. Some of my teammates were 3-time, 5-time, like silver glove national champions. And I used to, I don't know if Zeke Senior, if you know Joe Escamilla or heard of his name from Western Nebraska, from Nebraska back in the
Uh,
day. So,
It
yeah,
doesn't
his
ring a
father,
bell, but I have been watching your podcast, and I did hear that you were talking about that you used to fight back in the day. You
right,
fought in the early '80s, right? Because I
right,
was
well,
fighting
yeah,
in the. Pardon me.
yeah. 1988, I was doing really, really good, and
Okay.
I was sparring with a kid from Omaha named Mike Juarez, and he's getting ready to go to the National Golden Gloves, and I was getting ready to go try out for the Olympic trials,
Yeah,
and he caught me the real good shot in the
and you
ribs,
caught
and
him back.
I
I
caught him
remember.
back. And I caught him back, and I said, I was
And
breathing like that. That's hurting real bad. And then he fell to his knees and said, "I don't want to fight him no more." But I stopped at that point, and those guys like Grover Wiley from Omaha, Mike Juarez from Omaha, these guys went on to continue to fight professionally. I
yeah,
didn't at the time. I was just as good as those guys. I just didn't continue on. I was
yeah,
focusing on work,
yeah,
and I was young, married at the time. Same, my wife says, "Pull your head out of the clouds." So but it's fine. But, no, as my teammates, we had guys that are like, national champions on my team,
yeah.
from Western Nebraska. That's where I originally learned to box was in Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, out in Western Nebraska. So, okay, now we're going back to some of the comments real quick. We'll get back to our interview. I just don't wanna skip anybody
Sure.
as well. Some of the people are saying more than one comment. Is fine. So, who's Zeke's favorite professional boxer and why? Well, I guess we can answer that question now.
Woo. Now,
Oh,
first off, which Zeke?
Yeah, which Zeke? So,
Which one?
I
okay,
don't
well,
know.
let's start.
We'll
Well,
take turns.
Yeah,
we'll
I
take
think
this.
I'm gonna have to go with Marvin Hagler because his just worth ethic was like super, just like no one could compete with his worth ethic. Maybe Mayweather, but I don't know. I take the things that he did and I put it into my workouts because I admire what he did. He's a warrior. So yeah, I respect him in every way.
And there's Joe Allen boxing. Okay.
Mine. I would, man. I got his posters back here. I have a few of them, but man, I used to love Felix Trinidad. Felix
Oh,
Trinidad. As far as I know, he was undefeated as a welterweight, junior welterweight, and junior middleweight. I think when he went full force with middleweight, when he met Bernard Hopkins, that's when everything kind of started falling apart. They were a little bit too big for him, but as a welterweight uh, and junior middleweight, he was unstoppable. He was an action-packed fighter. Beautiful combinations, body shots, hooks, jabs, right hands. Defense, he needed to work a little bit on defense, but man, that dude he had a lot of heart. He'd get up off the floor and knock your ass out. So, yeah, Trinidad's like one of my favorites. I got a few of them. Lennox Lewis. I got a lot of the old school. Manny Pacquiao's got to be in there too, man. I got a
yeah,
lot of love for Manny Pacquiao.
Damn good fighter. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, the reason why I was asking this question, and you brought up Felix Trinidad, Joey Barrero, and Ezekiel Barrero. If you go on my live videos, the live interviews I've done in the past,
Mhm.
their uncle is Felix Trinidad.
What?
Yep, the two guys, the Joey Barrero I had on. If you go back and check out his interview and his younger brother, he fought on Pro Box TV a couple months ago. His name is Ezekiel Barrero. Their uncle is Felix Trinidad.
I'll be damned.
So,
That's pretty cool.
yep,
Small world.
yep. Okay, then let's see if there's any other comments here as well. It sounds clear. They all said you guys sound good.
Okay.
Says, who does
Fantastic.
Zeke think is the best professional boxing trainer right now?
Oh man.
The Letitia McCauley, she's all the way from Scotland, guys. She's asking this
Wow.
question all the way from Scotland.
Scotland.
That's awesome.
That's
I'm not really too sure, but I would say probably Jerome. All right, no, I wanted to do Manny Pacquiao's trainer. What was his
Freddie
name again?
Roach.
Yeah, Freddie Roach. I
Freddie
wanted to
Roach
do
being
Freddie
that.
Roach, but I would probably have to go with like Errol Spence's trainers or Jerome Boots Ennis because I kind of just like that Philly style training. And he
Yeah,
trains hard, man. I follow him on Instagram, man. He trains like a beast.
right. His father
Beast.
trains is trained Boozy Ennis. Yes, is his
Yeah.
father. Okay. All right. And then we have some other. You men look awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Priscilla. And then it says, is Zeke Castro and on a diet for his training? Daniel does know him.
Yeah, that's my friend. That's my friend since day
How do you
one.
say his last name?
Daniel Bambino.
Bambino. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't want to mispronounce or chop up his name. Okay.
but when I need to, if I need to cut weight for a fight, then yeah, I'll go on a diet. But mainly my metabolism will handle all that. But yeah, if I gotta drop down to 125, I'll go on a diet. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we'll stop right there for a quick second because these are type of comments we would like to ask maybe a little bit after we get to know Zeke a little bit better. Normally, Zeke, when you started out boxing with your dad, what year how old were you when you actually started competing? Like 8 or 9 or 10?
I started when I was 8. I started going to a gym when I was 8, and then I think I started competing when I was 9. I think I started competing when I was 9.
Now, do you have any accolades from like a national silver gloves tournament or USA Olympic, Junior Olympics, things like that, or
Junior Olympics and but no nationals. No nationals. We actually kind of started a little late with him. We were doing little show bouts, and as he got a little older, that's when we started doing the tournaments and stuff. Like we started real late. I mean, yeah, we should have been doing it a long time ago, like everybody else. Everybody's got a head start ahead of us when it comes to tournaments. We're entering in these tournaments, and they already got like 20 to 30 times being in the national tournaments where we're going in. We didn't have any when we went to Detroit, but we fell short in Detroit the first fight. We learned from that, and then we went to Philadelphia, and then I think it was 28 fighters in Philly in the national qualifiers for the Olympics. They were taking the top 2, and out of 28 is what I'm pretty sure it was 28. They were taking the top 2, and we came in 3rd place. We came real close.
oh wow,
Came real close. And we're surrounded by ranked fighters, and we're not ranked, and we don't have the accolades like what they do. But what Zeke does is he performs at a high level. He's an entertaining fighter, and I always told him my motto was, if you're going to be a fighter, you need to be an exciting fighter. You need to be an action-packed fighter and use all the tools that you have. Be an action fighter. People will always remember an exciting fighter. Nobody remembers the boring fighters. And maybe that's the reason why we're making a little bit of noise. So
okay. Well, I don't know exactly how Zeke Senior how I didn't know how we actually got connected on. I don't know if I seen your son and I asked you guys if you'd like to come on, or you got a hold of me. I can't remember. That's okay. Because we support amateur boxing very heavily. Now, did you compete in the National Golden Glove tournament this year? Is that where you took
Yeah.
3rd place?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, just guess what? One of my other interviews I did like a couple of weeks ago with Cashman Anderson. He got the outstanding fighter of the whole tournament, and we did an interview with him a couple weeks ago. So, and he won the 150, 56, about 156 pound weight class, I think, around there.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. He fought one of my teammates at
oh,
the
he did,
finals. Yeah,
right.
it was a damn good fight.
So,
He can man.
right. So you're on here with him. So not, we have a few amateur boxers on. Then we had another guy that was really good amateur boxer, but he wasn't following the right footsteps and got himself in some world of hurt.
Yeah.
And his name is Alex Horst from Lincoln, Nebraska. You guys might have heard of him. A Native American Indian young man, is really outstanding amateur boxer too. Back in the day, getting ready to turn pro. But some things came up. He got shot last fall
Ooh.
9 times. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You got some young. That's another thing I would like to point out. There's a lot of amateur boxers maybe watching this interview later on that you have to be completely focused because you could have all the talent in the world and all the skill in the world like Zeke and these other young guys. But if you don't get distracted just from the wrong things, hanging around with the wrong guys, wrong friends, Alex Horst last fall got shot 9 times, and he lived. He lived, but that was a blessing that he lived, and he wanted to come back to train. And I tried to talk to him the other day, but he said he has to deal with some other stuff too. It came over this past year, so it can mess up your amateur boxing career or your opportunities to turn professional if people get involved with the street life. Let's put it that way. So you need to stay away from all the negative stuff.
Yeah.
But Zeke, so as you're coming up, and your dad said you guys got started late, and you took third in the National Golden Gloves tournament. That's pretty dang good. There's only one other guy I think in our local area. I think he took second to the Cashman Anderson. Uh, was uh, Johnny Montalvo from Omaha?
Yeah,
Is
he was our
took second?
teammate.
That's my
He was
teammate.
your teammate.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
That's him.
So then you met Georgina then too, Lujan.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, from Lincoln, Nebraska.
yeah.
Okay,
We
young lady.
were all part of that team and stuff. So that was a fantastic memory. It was great.
Good experience.
Okay, that's cool then. Great. So we have a lot of same people we know. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, then also too, as you're getting ready, so what's your goals and plans from this point forward?
I want to be able to win this last chance qualifier. I want to be able to,
And
try out.
when's that?
That's going to be in Pueblo, Colorado, and that will be in September 11th through the 16th. And we're gonna compete in that. And which makes this interesting is because some of the guys that he did beat, they're gonna be there. And even if they weren't in the tournament, other people that we fought in, him that he fought in some show bouts, they're going to be in that tournament. So there's a little bit of rivalry. He's got about 3 rivals, and that's going to be competing in Colorado. So it's going to be interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So
very
coming up in September. So you got to keep us posted on it. Come back once in a while. Let us know how your training's going. And just talk boxing. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get some little tougher questions, and we'll get back to our comments for the guests making comments. And at the end of this, if everyone, like not everyone, but a couple people that know Zeke real well, know his father real well, or a teammate would like to come on. At the top of the comments, there's a StreamYard link that you guys can click to come on live to share your thoughts on camera if you like to come on. You don't have to, but I'm inviting you to come on if you like. It's at the top. There it is, StreamYard link to click to come on and share.
But
So, or put Zeke and his dad on the spot too. So ask him some tough questions that I won't be able to answer or ask him. Okay, these are some of the other questions, Zeke, I'm going to get into and your dad. Do you guys use visualization techniques in your training?
yes. I always tell him when he's going to bed, visualize the fight, how you're going to plan it out. That's what I did when I was fighting. So I was always laying down and visualizing the fight, how it's going to play out in my head, what I'm going to do, and try to different scenarios. Now, in his head, I don't know exactly what he's doing. This is what I tell him to do. But, the father and son, you tell them one thing, they do the other. So probably on TikTok watching booty shaking stuff.
Well, so no, but he probably has a lot of young girlfriends chasing him, handsome young man. Said to beat him off with the whip. So, yeah.
Wow. He got the genetics from me
Oh, you did. Okay,
and the
so
fighting
handsome
skills.
young man. Okay,
The mustache. I don't know.
one thing I'd like to give you both a compliment on is when I was looking at some of your past videos, when I watched some of the fights and also hitting the mitts and things like that. I always tell fighters that you got to the the best boxers in the world have the best jab. And I'm not talking about just a jab. You see these heavyweights just pawing out there and just
Yeah,
throwing out there like this.
I
You
hate
guys
that.
fire that jab. You guys fire that jab like it's a
Yeah,
cobra whip. This is like stinging, like whack.
yeah,
You know, and so I give you kudos to that. The right training, bring that jab hand straight back to protect
yeah.
yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody wants to know how to throw a jab? Look at how Zeke throws his jab. So so
That was one thing I don't like. I don't like a pawing jab or measure. I know a lot of fighters like to measure and stuff, but I wasn't trained that way. My dad always taught me, if you're gonna throw a jab, you better snap it out there and a
right.
quick snap and jab, man. And those are the ones that are really hard to evade. So I always install that into him about throwing a good, stiff, penetrating jab, which Oscar De La Hoya had a great jab. Lennox Lewis had a great jab. Felix Trinidad had a fantastic jab. There are a lot of fighters down in history that had fantastic jabs. So, yeah, a jab, you can win off a whole fight off a jab alone, man. So, a jab and a 1-2 basics. So, yeah, I'm very hyped on that.
Okay, we'll come back to some of the comments here, and then and I'll ask you a few more questions as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where I leave off here, because okay. I'll just pick up where I left off. Let's go, Zeke Daniel Bambino again.
Yeah. Showing some love. Yeah.
And if I pull a comment up by accident a second time, that's fine. Zeke the man.
Lightning Castro. We never came up with that. One of our coaches come up with lightning. One of his fights, he posted it on Facebook and he put on there Zeke Lightning Castro. And me and my son were talking, and I was like, man, I don't know if I want to give you a nickname, man. Let's just stick with Zeke Castro. But he just kept posting Lightning Castro, and then it just kind of stuck. And then, next thing you know, we're in the newspaper. It's Zeke Lightning Castro, and then the news and Lightning and it just kind of stuck. So now he's Lightning. So, and I can thank Mike Farley for that, which is one of the other coaches at our boxing gym, which is Siouxland Junior Boxing Club right here in Sioux City, Iowa. And they've been around, actually, the history on them, they've been around since their fathers and uncles had that gym running about late 70s to the 80s. And that's when I showed up. About 81 is when I showed up. So it's old school. And so the second generation has brought it back. So, and boom, he's in it.
Can you guys speak Spanish? Or no?
I'm still working on it.
Can your dad?
No.
Nah, the Mexicans at work, they call me pinche pocho, so I don't know. And
Okay.
I gotta Google that and find out what that means. But
Well,
yeah,
the reason why I was asking that, we had Johnny Ray. John. No, a young professional boxer from
yeah,
Florida. I have to go back and look. I'm trying to remember from my memory. I got hit in the head too many times. But his name was Johnny El Rayo. El Rayo meant like Johnny Lightning, the Lightning. And I thought that's kind of cool that you guys brought that up tonight. But
yeah.
okay.
So it's stuck.
Nah, the only one that speaks Spanish is my mom. And yeah,
Oh,
she's gonna be
speak of lightning, check this out real quick, just for fun. Joke. That's having fun with you guys. But since you brought that up, it's kind of funny.
Well,
that
okay,
past.
that's cool, man. Okay, now I see it on the other TV. Yeah, that's pretty neat, man.
So you guys can see it later. I just thought it was for fun because I wasn't going to show that at all. But we were sitting talking about lightning.
That's perfect.
makes sense.
Yeah, you are the lightning then. Okay. Well, that's your new nickname. Okay. Then also too, let me go back here real quick. We have some pictures, just pictures right now, so people can we can still talk or showing pictures. This is a picture, I think, when you guys were real young, when you were starting out boxing, getting his hands wrapped by. Is that you?
No,
Zeke?
No, that's our head coach. That's Danny Farley. Danny Farley, and his dad is actually the one that got the Siouxland Junior Boxing Club going. So yeah, the son's taking over, and we got a fierce boxing team. We got a nice uh, group of kids that are competing and stuff. Oh my God, yeah. God, I don't know how young he was there, about 3 or
Yeah,
4. I don't know. That's a WWE wrestling belt too, by the way.
I have to go back
Yeah,
and look at it.
yeah,
That's a WWE wrestling belt.
yeah. That was a wrestling belt. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and then that was that picture right there. That was in Philadelphia. That was a great experience. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was a great experience there, man. A lot of memories, a lot of stories, man. I got to tell you a story later, man, if we have time. I got to tell you the story of coming back to Sioux City when I got pulled over by a cop. Yeah, that's the funny story. I was telling one of the women about this. I was telling her, man, should I tell this funny story? Because I've been watching your channel now, and you guys just roll with it, man. You guys, and it can go for 2 hours and stuff. So I was like, man, maybe I should tell that story. So maybe we'll get into that story later, because it's actually a really funny story. Being
Okay.
pulled over by the cops, headed back to Sioux City, and that was Detroit, wasn't it?
That was true.
Yeah, we drove to Detroit and drive it back, and then I got pulled over by the cops. So that's a funny story. So we'll
ahead.
get back to that later.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, then some other question we asked if you use visualization techniques. Give me 1 second. I'll come back to the comments because we got a lot of fans. You got a lot of people.
For real?
Yeah, we have at least 21 people watching that I can tell. So you tell Zeke to fight. to fight who? So okay.
Canelo
Marcus
almost
Chad.
crazy. No,
Marcus
he's
Chad's
crazy.
one of our fans, one of our subscribers to the show. Marcus, thank you for showing up, brother. Tonight, everybody, thank you for showing up. Again, Canelo. Tonight we're doing a special interview with the Zeke Castro guys. Congratulations on being a high school grad.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Good accomplishment.
Okay. And here's somebody speaking Spanish. I don't know Spanish. Okay, it's La familia está orgullosa de Zeke.
Oh, that's my sister-in-law. That's my
Okay.
sister-in-law. Yeah, we're gonna have to Google
Yeah.
translate that one. Now, the last one that you saw was George Hellerman. George
Mhm.
Hellerman, and he actually made a trip to Philadelphia to meet Zeke.
Oh, he's not even like a principal or a teacher at his high school?
No,
He's just
no, no. He actually, I'm not sure how he ended up seeing Zeke's fights on YouTube, or I'm not really sure. He might have to, you know, make a comment on how he found Zeke, but he actually likes the way he fought, and then he said that if we head down there, he was going to try to meet us and stuff. And man, he showed up. He was a man of his word. He was there, and we got to meet him. Very nice gentleman, and it's cool that people want to meet Zeke and stuff. It's been a really nice roller coaster ride, but it's a good roller coaster ride, and we're just keeping Zeke busy, fights after fights after fights. I think when you posted his fights, the little background about him
right.
was like what was it, 15-5. Now it's 17. It's 17 wins and 6 losses, so 23 altogether. So yeah, we had a little bit of fights in between that time. So yeah, we're
That's
keeping
fine.
him busy.
I had a teammate on my team when I was an amateur boxer. He lost his first 6 amateur fights. Then after that, he never lost an amateur
Yeah.
fight. And he went on to be a
Wow.
5-time national silver gloves champion. And
Wow.
then his brother was a 3-time national champion. And then I beat one of them. So, but later on, when I got older,
Wow.
19, not when they were 15, but
So
okay.
when you were fighting, because you were fighting right around the time I fought from 81. I was 12 years old. I weighed 70 pounds, and I fought all the way up till 95. So yeah, right around them times, like 80 and the 90s. Man, they had. Do you remember Viking Ship when they were?
And that's where I
Viking?
practiced. That's
Did
where
you?
that's where I met Mike Juarez, was at the Viking ship.
Yeah,
And
they're not around anymore.
well, there's young, they did practice there. And then Joe, I think uh, I forgot his name. Escamilla, not Escamilla,
Mhm.
but I have to look at my phone. I have to go back here and look. I feel bad tonight because I can't collect my thoughts when I'm trying to think about other things at the same
Nah,
time.
it's all
I'll
right.
think of 'em here in a second.
CW.
Well,
I remember when I was a kid,
they,
CW
well,
was really hot at that time, man. They were really competitive. They had a strong
yeah.
team. Pardon me?
That that young guy that started his own boxing club is called South Omaha Boxing.
Yeah,
Those guys used to be part of I think Kenny Jackson's boxing club at the Viking ship.
yeah.
But Kenny Jackson was helping me trying to coach to get ready for the Olympic trials myself, and that's when I met Mike Juarez, and I had a real bad injury, and the Amateur Boxing Federation back in that time covered my insurance, and they said, "Well, because you have an injury, you can't fight for 8 weeks." And then I got disappointed because I couldn't go to the tournament. So
Mhm.
yeah, then my last amateur fight was 1993 for mine. So it's the last time I fought in amateur
Wow.
boxing. Yeah, so a long time ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
and times have changed with the amateur rules and everything, and it's a lot different now. We didn't have pre-matches, remember that? We just show up, you weigh in. If somebody was in your weight division, boom, you fought. It's a lot
Yeah.
different now. It's somewhat a little organized. So
It
yeah.
says, "Gee, Zeke's dad on grind mode since a young man, but the booty bouncing what something. I don't know what they're saying. You can read that one. Probably one of your friends giving you a hard time.
No,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go back and look at some comments, making sure we didn't miss some people's comments. If I did miss your comment, I apologize. Sometimes we get this many people on, we can't get to every single one. We'll try. It says we love the things that you do. Okay,
Oh wow.
I forgot. So you're using a different camera, so that's probably why you can't see the comments on screen. Some people use their phone. When they're using their phone, they can see the comments looking at their phone like this. So
Yeah, the comments are real small. We have a
Yeah,
TV set
get a big
so we
TV.
can see them better. Is that all
okay,
right?
that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we see them a lot better
That's
on the TV screen. So
well. Later on, when you have time, you'll probably want to go back and look at some of the comments you missed or didn't get to see.
fantastic.
Letitia McCauley says, "Is he fighting?" Okay, is it okay? This is a question for now. Letitia McCauley, for a lady, she's one of the top, I'd say, boxing gurus that I've had on my show. Besides Bernie the boxer, other got somebody like that knows a lot of boxing history, and she's asking a question: if Zeke was fighting professionally today, who would be his dream fight? That is fighting now.
Uh, I'd say Pitbull Cruz. I feel like that'd be a really good fight. I mean, he's a brawler, and that just, I don't know. I just like to put on a show for the people. I don't like, like Devin Haney. I mean, I like them. I just wouldn't like to fight him at what I'm at like right now. Soon I'm gonna like work with like slick fighters and get better at that. But like, I feel like right now, like Pitbull Cruz, that'd be like a really good fight, entertaining for the people, and that's what I want to do. I feel like that'd be a good fight.
Okay, Marcus Chaz, he doesn't know. Marcus Zeke is still amateur boxer. He's not professional yet. He was asking a question: what promoter is Zeke with now? No promoter yet at this time. He's not
Yeah.
supposed to. It's okay. Then
No, but
Priscilla, go ahead.
we got expirations for some good promoters. We want a good promoter. I know we're shooting high, but I would like Eddie Hearn or Oscar De La Hoya's and um, shooting for the stars. Now, if
Or
we get
top
them, we
rank,
don't know. But
right? Top rank or at the zone
yeah, oh
or
yeah, those
Golden
those
Boy,
would be
things like
good.
that.
I want to get
Okay,
him out there. He's a very entertaining fighter to watch. Have you seen some of his fights?
I just seen the ones went back and I watched on YouTube. I
Yeah.
haven't seen his fights in person because I want to
Oh,
start going to some
oh
of
no,
more of
I
the
mean,
amateur fights. Well, I work a regular full time job too, so.
yes, sir.
But yeah, I've been to some of the amateur fights in the past, but I like to go a lot more than I have been.
Yeah.
Says young Zeke also has an amazing personality, funny, carefree, just like his pops. Always the life of the party. Interesting. Okay. Okay, guys, we're going to stop with the comments for I can focus on some questions or to get to know Zeke a little bit better. And some of you might know him better than me, and that's fine. And we'll get into that. Real quick, people were asking about how good Zeke was. I did save a video clip. I think it's about 3 minutes long, and I might stop it. I don't know if I'll play it all the way through. I might play it all the way through, but just see how time's going. So I don't want to bore you guys to death. But I'm going to share that real quick here as well, because there might be some people that don't know how good Zeke was, or that way they can watch him in the future. And he's been posting a lot of stuff
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube. Zeke Castro on YouTube. You can go back and see some of his fights, to see some of his training. I think
Yep.
he showed quite a few videos.
Yeah.
So let me get into that real quick, and I'll pull that up as well. Here we go, guys. This is some of Zeke's fights. I'm gonna see if I pull this up real quick. Okay, I can't show that one. I'll get in trouble. Okay, I accidentally hit a commercial like in a show from Showtime Boxing. I better not click on that. I'll get in trouble for a copyright claim. Okay, here's Zeke. You've probably seen it. Yeah, here we go. This is Zeke fighting. We can't talk while we're showing the video because it'll cut out our mics. But we'll come back here in a second, guys. You can get to watch some of his previous fights.
Slip and stick!
Flawless victory.
Say coming back with his own nice head movement right after that. Both of them slipping punches.
Two body shots there from Castro.
Ooh, that body shot right
Yep.
there. You know, I like the respect there. Zeke saw that he hurt him. You know, the ref hadn't stepped in quite yet, but Zeke stepped away. He's like, you know what? He's hurt. He's going back to the body. He's got him, so we'll see. He's going back to the body. He's got him, so we'll see. Got about 15 seconds left in the round. We'll see if he's got time to recover here.
Referee's decided it's enough. Yeah, we can see that coming. You know,
What you got, baby? Oh! There you go! Yes! Yes! You need to get it, Zeke. Get it now. Boom. Yes. Get him. You're getting it. Yeah. You fucking hurt him. Do it again. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Take it. Oh, shit. Oh. Bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, Zeke. Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it never gets old.
That's just some examples, huh? So it have a lot of power. Now we're gonna get into maybe some of the training techniques, but we got some people still making some comments. I can't even keep up tonight. Okay, that's fine. But we'll get to you guys' comments here in a second.
Cool.
One of the questions we want to get into is some people to know because you don't have a lot of amateur fights, but you've been practicing still when you were younger a lot with your dad from a very young age, and that probably has a lot to do with it. But can you give us an idea of what your training's like? Now, I always ask this question when I used to help coach boxing as an assistant coach. So I always tell it to be the best boxer in the world, you have to do a lot of road work, you have to do a lot of running, a lot of cardio. How much running do you do?
A lot. A lot. When I go to the gym, I normally do around 4 miles, and then I'll do some self-training like Fridays or in the weekends. And those are my off days because it won't hurt to get a little bit of extra running. You know, it ain't gonna kill me. And like I said, Marvin Hagler is one of my favorite fighters, so I like to take one of his methods and I'll put on some combat boots on, and I'll go on a like a 5 mile run. I have my little route that I go on,
Excuse me.
and that's all we're about. We're all about that cardio. Never want to get tired in the ring. That's the worst way to go out.
Now, on top of the running, do you spend a lot of time jump roping?
I wish I did more. I do need to work a little bit more on jump roping, but yeah, I do a lot of road work.
Well, okay, back. So, I had one of our coaches, had to be one of the best coaches to have guys on our team, 5-time national, 3-time national champions, and taking your dad remembers back in the day, back in the 90s, we also had the Olympic Sports Festival. They had the Olympics every 4 years. And then the 2 years in between the Olympics, they had the Olympic Sports Festival in Colorado Springs. And some of the guys on my team took third place in that. So they're just as good as you are right now. One of the guys, young guy's name, as I remember right, was Greg Sabala from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. He took third in the Olympic Sports Festival back in the 80s. But that's just to show you. Now, what we would do is not just the running, but then we'd spend at least at the minimum 20 minutes jump roping. But the jump roping, besides doing the agility drills and stuff, probably would help with footwork and move, your foot placement and things as well too. But we'd on top of the run, well, we might go run like 5 miles in the morning or even 8 miles sometimes, and then on top of that, with the boxing practice, definitely no less than 20 minutes of jump roping. Not over like 10-minute warm up. I mean, maybe a quick warm up before sparring or something, but no, a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Then
gonna
some
try
other
to jump
question,
rope all the
right?
time.
And another question I ask you: so, how has boxing helped you with your relationship with your family or your friends? This is a question I ask all the boxers. How's boxing
Um,
changed your life around, as far as relationships with everyone else?
well, with my family, it makes them proud. It has them. It's proud because I'm like doing something. It's not like I'm just like just playing games, just like I don't know, just not doing anything. But yeah, and then with my friends, I don't hang out with them as much as I used to, but that's fine because it's for a good cause. You know, it's gonna work out for me in the end.
Right.
And
Well, right. I understand that. Well, it's tough. You still have respect and still love your friends and stuff. We
oh
all
yeah,
we
of
all
course.
do. Even friends that we ain't supposed to hang out with anymore, we still, hey, I'll catch you around. I'll say hi to you, but I can't hang out with you because you're doing things I shouldn't be doing. So, you know, if that's the life you chose and this is the life I'm choosing.
Mm.
But that's another thing I'm going to ask you real quick. How do you, and this applies to encourage other people, setting their goals, their dreams, or other boxers, not just in boxing, but in life in general. This is for your father and you both. Both of you guys can answer this question. How do you guys handle the negative distractions for maybe your friends that, the young guys nowadays like to go out, smoke weed, smoke bud, and go out and party and things like that. How do you avoid all those distractions or stay disciplined on what you're doing?
You just got to be strong minded. If you get offered it, you just gotta. No, I ain't trying to do none of that. No, I'm focusing. I'm doing this. No, you just got to be strong minded. And I feel like if you're like doing something, then you're like less likely to do it. Because if you're not just doing anything, then you should be like, what's one gonna hurt? But if you're disciplined on one thing, just keep doing that. Don't get, sidetracked with all the negatives and all the distractions. You don't do nothing for you.
Okay.
But
Now,
yeah,
Zeke Senior, Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Castro. The question is for you now. Kind of the same, but as a father, how how does the boxing help your relationship with you and your son being a trainer and a coach? And also, this is another question I want to ask you. Let's throw this in there as well. You
Mhm.
hear a lot. You hear a lot in the news, especially like with Vasily Lomachenko, his father, or
Yeah.
also uh, Teofimo Lopez, his dad. Talking a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and remember he got the time he supposedly was sick or injured with his esophagus, or the time he
Yeah.
was in the hospital. A lot of their trainers or people in the boxing world now are saying, well, once you get past that amateur level, fathers maybe should step aside and let their sons uh, maybe be with another trainer like Freddie Roach or somebody like that has tons of experience in the professional
Mhm.
boxing. How do you feel about people saying that stuff, or what's your thoughts on that?
I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And me, I'm open minded. I wouldn't mind for him to get some professional training. My knowledge is only so far. I only teach my son what my dad taught me. And my dad had a high IQ of boxing. His cousin was ranked number 7th in the world back in the day. And Tony Noriega, right
Yeah.
here, Tony Noriega. That was my dad's cousin right there. He was ranked number 7th in the world. Anyways, but uh, I'm open to having a professional trainer. I want to be there with my son, though. I don't want to
Right.
be pushed off to the side. I mean, I'll be there, but I'm not going to be in the way, And if they give me an opportunity to give some advice, that's fine. But no, I'm very open minded. Other fathers are set on their ways, and no, you're not going to train my son. I'm not like that. I'm not like that at all. If we had a good professional coach, trainer, I'm all for it. Whatever makes him a better fighter, why would I jeopardize that? I want him to be the best elite fighter he can possibly be, well rounded. So no, I have no objections of anybody trying to teach my son if they know what they're doing. And if they don't, and I see things that they're trying to change that doesn't work for my son, then that's when I'm gonna have to be the dad and say, this is not working because this is gonna affect him in the long run. And I'm looking out for his well-being. So
Okay, that's fine. It was just a question, but you've heard
yeah,
a lot of that in the news lately, especially.
yeah.
Okay, let's go back to some of the comments real quick. I don't miss out on those. Usually, we don't have a lot of people making the comments when we have other interviews. Not a lot, not this many. So I'm really surprised. You have a lot of family and a lot of support.
Yeah.
And
All right, cool.
okay, let's go. Let me go down. Okay, I love that. Okay, they can see each other's comments. They're probably talking to themselves as well. Who motivated Zeke's dad to be such a great coach?
I would have to say my dad. I mean, I'm not trying to be a great coach. My dad. Everything like I teach my son, it's because of my dad. If I had told him about the snapping the jab out there, bam, snap it out there, bam, snap it. That's because of my dad. If I tell him how to follow through with the right hand, and when you're going into the body, dig in, and all your power comes from the back leg when you're throwing the right, but then it all shifts to the power, shifts to the front when you're throwing a body shot. When you're leaning in. All that was from my dad. All the little tricks of the trade. Little parries, and then come back with your own jab. Sets up with everything else. I don't know. The list goes on and on of some of the stuff
Right.
my dad taught me, but
Or turning your
my dad.
punches all over. What I don't like is you see a lot of the coaches, they're doing the punch mitts, and I haven't seen it with you guys, but they'll do the punch mitts and they'll play patty cake with the punch
No,
mitts.
I
That's
hate
not
that.
the right.
No,
That's not the right way.
no,
I mean, if you're having fun, just for fun,
no,
once in a while, but that's not the right way to train
no,
with the punch mitts. And that's one of
no.
my pet peeves. So
My whole philosophy on training is I always say it in the gym too. I always teach the kids. I always tell them train with intensity. Everything you do, intensity. Intensity. You're going to throw a jab, boom, snap it out there with intensity. We got some kids at the gym that aren't fully dedicated, and they're hitting the bag and they're just not putting no effort into it. And you'll see that go into a real fight. If they take that mentality, they're going to take that into the ring. You need to be exciting and hit the bag, hit the mitts with intensity, because that's when they're hitting like the mitts. That's how you got to be. When he's hitting the mitts, or I'm working with other kids, I tell them, hit it with intensity, hit it fast, hit it hard. That you need to bring to the ring. But if you're lazy, you're hitting the bag lazy, you're going to bring that to the ring. You don't want to pick up bad habits and bring it into the ring. That's where some fighters get hurt, doing stupid showboating or dropping their hands, and just bad habits can get you caught. And we try to work on making our fighters better fighters. So yeah,
Okay.
intensity is my thing, man. One thing, like I always tell the kids too, like snapping a jab, and I always use like Bruce Lee, like Enter the Dragon. You remember Enter the Dragon when they had their hands and then the build up and then boom, and then he just snap, bam, snap. That's what I'm talking about. That's intensity, man. That building that energy, and then you just know where you're gonna hit, boom, and then you hit.
Love Bruce Lee. Power will follow. Yep.
Oh yeah. Hey, I got a question for you. Do you know who Bruce Lee idolized and took up his style?
Oh, I thought I heard this in the past. I can't remember.
Bruce Lee. You know who he idolized and took up that style?
I remember them talking about this, but I forgot.
Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
Muhammad Ali. And so when you see that foot movement, you see a little bit of the Muhammad Ali. That's what I heard from a documentary. I don't know. They could have been wrong. I know. That's what I heard from a documentary.
Oh, there was somebody that he idolized that was like a boxer. I remember them talking about that. I just couldn't remember.
It was Ali then. Yeah.
Okay. Priscilla Woosley says, "What's Zeke's diet like when training?"
Fish, chicken, rice, beans, and greens. Repeat. That's all I eat.
Oh, you
mix it up a little bit. Repeat.
Okay.
Yep.
That's when you're getting ready for now when you're not getting ready for the fight, what do you eat then at that time?
Chicken wings, pizza. No, I'm just playing.
No, you're not. That's our victory. That when we win a fight, that's our victory meal. The coaches know this too. Pizza and chicken wings, man. Pizza and chicken wings, baby.
No, man. I'm not one for a diet. I like to eat. I've always had a fast metabolism. I like to eat, so I'll only eat healthy when I got a fight coming up. It's not like I eat bad, but just like I just don't eat healthy.
Okay. Somebody left the comment. There might be some of the people might be typing comments and talking amongst themselves too. It says in the maternity ward, George Hellerman. Oh, he might though. He's probably saying that's where he's at. George Hellerman says in the maternity ward.
Huh.
Oh, is that where they met you? Did you guys have a baby or somebody have a baby? Because maybe that's where he met you or something about a maternity ward. Okay.
You got me on that one. I don't know.
Or he might say that's maybe where he's at now.
Oh, maybe.
It's got to be that one.
Because I don't know anything about my own maternity ward. No,
Okay.
it wasn't me.
Okay.
Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Ellen, can I call you Ellen?
Yeah, that's fine. Al or Alan's fine. Yeah.
Man, I just got to tell you, man, it's a pleasure. Man, I'm enjoying this, man. I was so excited, man, on being on your show. This is our first time ever being on a podcast, and hopefully it ain't our last. But
you get used to it. Get used to it. Not with me, just me, but this is to promote yourself and like look at, for example, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Now they're going on almost every single podcast that's popular.
Wow.
I'm becoming popular, but I'm the beginning stages. But there's people out there that's been doing it for 3-4 years or longer, and they're going on their podcast or their talk shows and things like that. So I appreciate it though. You guys coming on as well. But I know the reason why I'm having you on is I support amateur boxing because a lot of times young guys that are prospects, outstanding amateur boxers don't get this experience.
Yeah.
And it gives them an opportunity to have another outlet to for people can get to know you better, and then
Yeah.
also give you some practice as well, or getting more comfortable. Some people are shy. We had a young guy that's a professional boxer, and he didn't talk much. I mean, he's starting to get more relaxed, and I
Yeah.
see him being a little bit more assertive with his promoting himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I used to box with his father. Okay, then Daniel says here as well. What's his comment? The three Z's.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Right. I gotta
That's
scroll
cool,
down.
man. That's cool. We got a lot of supporters out there, man. We appreciate it. I'd
He
like to
said,
thank
yeah.
the people that helped us to get to Philadelphia when we needed a fundraiser. A lot of people from my job donated a lot of money to help us get to Philadelphia. Melinda was the one that really kind of organized the whole thing, and everybody at my job, at my wife's job, Zeke's friends, and the team. They did fundraisers at our boxing gym. Danny and Mike Farley, and everybody came together as one to get us to where we wanted to, and we were so close, so close. And so now our next goal is in September is Colorado, and that's what we're going to do, another fundraiser. And we're going to be doing some fundraisers at a park, Sonoma Park, and that will be Sunday, July the 23rd in Sioux City, Iowa. And it's going to be a free will donation, and the coaches are the ones that organizing this, Danny and Mike Farley. And once again, like it's a fundraiser, and it's going to help the team. Like if we need gloves and bags, but right now, the main objective is to get us to Colorado, and because the travel and expenses and the hotels, it gets a little pricey. And anybody that's been in the amateur boxing, the fathers, sons, the teams, they know about the traveling back and forth. It gets pretty pricey and stuff. So those donations, those fundraisers really help out a lot and stuff. So yeah, Sonoma Park in Sioux City, Iowa. That's at a park, and it's by the mall. It's not hard to find if you're from Sioux City, Iowa. That'll be Sunday, July the 23rd. That'll be a free will donation. So whatever, even if you want to just donate $5, that's fine. And we're gonna have a bouncy house for the kids, lots of food. There's gonna be tamales. Mexicans love tamales, baby.
I love tamales. So
Yeah, man. And we're gonna have hot dogs, hamburgers, and just all kinds of food in it, and music. And I wanted to have the midget strippers, but they said that'd be a little too much, so we're not going to do that. So
you might get in
did
trouble.
I go too far with that? Maybe so.
Oh, no, you're just having fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah,
He's
no,
been doing
it's all
this-
a family get together, and it's to help. It's for a good cause. If Zeke even tries to get on the team, on the tryouts, I think that'll be history. I don't know if anybody in Sioux City has actually gone to the Olympic tryouts, so. And I could be wrong, but if not, man, he'll make history, and that'd be great. So, but we can't do it without everybody's help, and everybody has helped us in the past, and so I appreciate everybody's help what they've done. Oh, is that my daughter? That's my daughter,
That's
Sierra.
your daughter.
Yeah,
Sierra,
yeah,
the best.
that's my daughter. What does it say? The
best.
best.
She's the best. I'll
She's
go
so
back.
beautiful. She sang the national anthem. I keep telling her, man, show up at these little show bouts, man, so she can sing the national anthem. I told her, man, keep doing it and grinding on that, and then one day, man, maybe she can sing at MGM, and man, I just want my kids to just do good. I'm just being a dad and just want to see them excel in life, and they're doing good, so I'm very happy.
Okay, Joe Allen Box says, thanks so much. You are right. We love you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're great. They're great supporters.
Says, we are happy for you, Zeke. And that's, I can't pronounce her last name. Inges. Luz Inges. You might know how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, that's my deal.
Okay.
Iniguez, is it? It's Iniguez.
Inges. Okay.
Luz Iniguez.
Yeah, do you want to read this? They'll give it a chance. Can you read the comments, Zeke? George Hillman says,
Oh yeah.
go ahead, 'cause okay, I'll read it because you guys have to look off
Oh,
to
yeah,
the side.
head and shoulders, and Zeke Senior head done. Good job raising him as a person and a boxer. Yeah, George Hillerman. Yeah, he's a good supporter of us and stuff. Yeah, Zeke's got a good head on his shoulders. He's doing good.
Marvelous Marvin.
Yeah.
Okay. It says we are proud of you, Zeke. Okay.
Yeah, marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Okay.
Yeah.
What challenge? Okay. There's a question for as far as interview question. What challenges do both Zeke's face in the boxing journey? Let's start with the young man Zeke first.
Oh, damn.
What challenges do both Zeke's face in the boxing journey? What's your biggest challenge? Let's
Faces.
put it this way.
Yeah, I think
What's your
they're trying to say faces. Yeah, trying to face in the boxing journey. Well, what do you think? What challenges?
your biggest challenge, your toughest challenge out of everything? I mean, as
You
far
know
as
what would be
emotionally, mentally.
a good challenge would be fighting over good promoters. That would be a good challenge, man. Should we go with this guy? Should we go with that guy? That would be a good challenge, though. But that's a tough one, though.
Yeah, damn. I don't
What
know.
challenges
Shit.
do both?
I would.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm just ready to go face
Okay,
whatever it
that's
is.
fine. That's fine.
No, I ain't afraid of nothing.
Okay, Letitia, I don't know if Letitia's still there, but she left a comment. She remember this lady's from Scotland. She
Wow.
says, "I was surprised with the young Zeke's answer. Great boxing role model was Hagler." Okay, that's
She's from
interesting.
Scotland. Wow. So your
Yeah.
podcast really reaches out far, huh?
Yes, but people want to pick up or click on the link or catches their interest or yeah. So yeah, it goes all the way. We had a young guy on one night all the way from the UK, from England. So
Wow.
yes, all
Uh,
over the world. So
somebody made a comment on Zeke's fight, and he was from Australia. Was it Australia? And actually, Joe Ellen is from Colombia. Yeah. Yeah, Joe Ellen, they live up in Colombia. So when I found that out, I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. We're reaching out all the way out to Colombia. Yeah.
right. And you guys are always welcome to come back on if it gets too late. We'll be on for as long as you want. Then it says Weekend Warrior Box says, "Hell yeah, Zeke, you're a killer. Keep it up, man."
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? He's saw some of Zeke's fights and made comments and stuff, man. Weekend Warrior Boxer, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for supporting my son, man. We both appreciate it a lot, man. We still have a lot of fights coming up. A lot of fights actually coming up.
Okay.
I think we have
Then
one in August. We have one coming up August 12th. That one's going to be in Omaha. I think that's going to be just a show bout. Then we have another one August 19th, and this is in Lupe City, Nebraska. Lupe City. Have you ever heard of that place in Nebraska?
I heard of Loop City, Nebraska.
Loop. How do you pronounce it?
Loop. That's
Loop.
how I was
Okay.
always pronounced it.
Yeah, Loop. Okay, Loop City, Nebraska. Yeah, that's like a 3-hour and 46-minute drive. So yeah, that'll be our next one that we're gonna go to, and then Pueblo, Colorado. Oh, you know what? Actually, we got the
The
There's a
Buffalo
tournament
Bill.
in
Buffalo Brawl. The Buffalo
the
Brawl.
tournament,
We're gonna be in the Buffalo. I'm sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean to.
North Platte, Nebraska.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah, we're gonna go to that one. The Buffalo Brawl. That's supposed to be like a nationwide one, right?
A lot of teams from a lot of different states. Yep.
Yeah, that one's a big tournament. We already registered for that, so we're in that one too. So we're grinding, is what they say. So that's what we're doing. We're grinding, getting more experience.
Excuse me, guys. I've been fighting a cold the last couple of days. Zeke Castro's been known better. Says Zeke Castro been known better with the little asterisks or little emojis. Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Some of them I can't see real well on the computer screen.
Zeke Castro's
Says we love the things that you do. You got to please support. That's
Thank
nice.
you.
Oh my God. Huh? Okay.
Dude, I am. Oh man, I'm so stoked being on here, man.
That's good. So,
Man, man, look, let me tell you, I started with boxer shorts. I think they turned into a thong, man. That's how excited I am. I'll be back. I gotta work this out, man. All right, I'm good.
Oh, seriously. Okay. Your dad's funny, right? Okay. All right. Trying to be funny. All right. It's good. Okay. Make sure I don't forget anybody. Okay. A lot of other comments. Jab this says Priscilla Woosley says jab the stun, then follow. Okay, jab the stun, then follow with a blow. Okay. Natisha says we'll keep bringing her up. Okay, she has another comment. For the kid, what do the women and his family think of Zeke wanting to be a professional boxer?
Well, my mom was a little worried about it. She was a little worried about it at first, but until she like see me fight, and me, I go with hit and not get hit. I don't like to get hit. You're gonna get hit in the sport of boxing, but my mom knows that like I'm not willing to take hits. That's like the last thing I want to do. I want to hit him and not get hit. And she knows that, so she kind of just she's comfortable with me fighting, and she just gives me prayers, and she just lets me do what I do because she knows what my dreams are.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna stop me from doing that.
Okay, Marcus Chaz says tell Zeke to fight. Okay, fight when he can't fight now. No, he can fight
Not
tomorrow.
Canelo. Not
No,
Canelo.
you know. Okay, congratulations on being okay. Some of these we might have missed. I have to go all the way back down to the list. I'm going too far back. Someone repeating. I'm gonna scroll back this way. The newest comment. Fight Christian Torres. Baby AC says. You know Christian Torres?
No.
Okay.
Where's he
I've
from?
heard him.
Okay.
Don't know where he's from. But one thing our coaches do is we don't try to pad his record. One of the head coaches says that we're not trying to pad his record. We fight anybody. He's not scared to fight.
Well,
I
in the
mean,
Golden Gloves tournament, you got to fight everybody
Yep.
to even get
Yeah.
in the top three. He's
Yeah.
don't he just don't fight.
Yeah.
No. Then David Flores says 1-for-1 me. Ill crank 90s on you or something.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, well, some of the younger people use slang and they don't keep.
Yeah. Do you know that? I don't know what that means. But as for competition, we're not trying to pad his record. We always try to get him good, tough fights. What?
Justin. Is
Justin.
that boy Justin?
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to my
True
boy
Land,
Justin,
the
man.
best. Let's go. Okay.
Justin, actually, Justin's son, Gabe, he's one of Zeke's sparring partners. We got some tough sparring partners. This is what we spar. They spar about 90%. They're going at it, and they're good boxers. This is why he's at a level where he's at, because we got a team full of tough fighters. And Justin, that was on there, his son Gabe is one of Zeke's sparring partners. But it's funny because he's a big kid and he's only 13 years old, but the kid is so good that he's hanging in there with Zeke. And we always tell him, man, you're in there with a tough fighter with Zeke, and he's giving Zeke a good go. So within a couple of years, man, that kid's just going to be a beast. And you know what? He'll end up being on your show. And then we have another fighter, Ellen Garcia. I call him the enforcer, the Terminator, because he's just coming at you like Miguel Cotto. He's just coming throwing hooks and body shots. We got some tough fighters, and those are his sparring partners, and they go at it. So yeah, you're more than welcome to come to our boxing gym if you ever wanted to film and just see the other team. You're more than welcome to.
That's fine. I will in the future. Just got
All right,
take
fantastic.
time to do it. Yeah, I'll stop by in the future for sure. I just have to get a hold of you ahead of time. We'll be friends after this. Okay. I just trying as a look while you guys are talking as well. I was trying to go back and look at some of the comments to make sure I did.
Norma Castro, that's my wife.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. Yeah, it's my wife.
Okay, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one again by Letitia. It's a very good thing for young boxers what KO Boxing is doing, bringing the attention of the boxing fans to the up and coming young boxers. Okay. Especially the guys this good. So, okay. Thank you, Letitia. I've been told that before to give you some different outlet. Okay. Then this someone wrote, I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. You, can you see that? I'll let you guys read some
I
of the
gotta.
comments.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce that either.
I
I
knew
didn't
Zeke
think we was
was
gonna
good.
make it out when he never backed up on a round at the skate park.
It must be somebody you know.
Yeah, I used to do like a little bit of street boxing back then. That was like when I was like younger. I took my little breaks, but yeah.
I never pressured him to go back. If he wanted to take a year or two off, which he did, I never pressured him to get back in there. That was one thing. Also, my dad never pressured me. Well, you've been through that too, man. You fight for a few years, and you want to take a year or two off, get away from it, and hang out with. That's what he did. He took a couple of years off, but when he came back fierce. So, yeah, good.
Okay. I'll go back down to the bottom again. Somebody asked about the StreamYard link. If you want, we can maybe bring somebody on because we're just getting to know you better. Here's the StreamYard link. It's at the top, all the way at the very top of the comments. But this is the StreamYard link. If there's a family member or a friend or somebody that knows Zeke, or if you have a question you'd like to ask Zeke personally directly on screen, you're welcome to click that link. Somebody asked me to post this link. They want to come on. So that is the link to come on live. Okay. Who do you think would win if Angel versus Zeke? Sorry, because who do you think would win if Angel versus Zeke? I'm in the ring. Want to see it happen? I don't get that one.
What angel?
Nah, that's one of my friends. He's talking about it. One of my friends, Angel, and he can fight. But I'm telling you, if it were to go 3 rounds, 3 minute rounds, he's getting tired. You know, I'm taking him out.
Okay, we
Third
have
round.
a. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Zeke, guys, we have a gentleman that like to come on, Joe Allen Boxing.
Oh
He'd like to
shit!
come on with- Okay, here we go. We'll bring him on screen. I can have up to 10 people at one time come on. If you guys like to, more than one person like to come on. We'll see that, Mister. We have another special guest.
Joining us today live on set, a special guest.
There
Hello,
he
sir.
is, the man.
Mr. Joe Allen Boxing.
How are
You're
you
on
guys
screen now.
doing?
Pretty
Doing
good.
real good, real good.
Okay. All right. I had to pause the video because I was getting feedback on the
Right.
uh, YouTube stream. So I hope you guys can hear me good.
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we've been following Zeke and his dad and the other uh, coach almost from the beginning, I believe, when they put the YouTube up. And I always uh, promote Zeke. We love him here. We live in Colombia, uh, in South America. Obviously, Americans that are living here, and I always say my favorite saying with Zeke is, "This boy can hit."
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, left hook.
Hard hitters. So I won't stay on here and drown the program out because this is about Zeke. But we want you
No,
guys.
no.
We love you guys.
No,
We
I love it when you talk about my son, man. It feels
uh,
good. And thank you for supporting us, man. It's nice to meet you finally, man. Finally.
very
Uh,
nice to meet
Joe
you
Sr.,
too.
right?
Well, I'm Jim, and
Jim. Okay.
Joe's the son.
Okay. I
Uh,
thought you were Joe too.
yeah,
I thought it was another thing like Zeke Sr. and Jr.
no,
Okay. All
but
right.
Joe's a third or a fourth in our family line.
Oh,
I
okay.
just uh, my name is James, so they
Okay.
call me Jim. But Joe's from a long line of us guys. So, but we've been following you. I've been in and out of boxing for 50 years, uh, just a little bit. Uh, I wasn't a very good boxer, but we've got a lot of North Carolina uh, Golden Glove champions, including my mother's sister. had 5 boys, and every darn one of those boys were Golden Glove champions in North Carolina. So we've been around boxing a whole lot. Good friend of mine for many, many years was Ernie Shavers. I'm sure you guys know him.
I got to meet him.
Oh, well,
I got to
great.
meet him.
He was really good with me from a younger kid on up through many, many, many
Yeah.
years. I really loved that man a whole lot. I loved him very much. So uh, we're just at a point we can't find sparring partners. They will not let us in any league boxing here. We call on the telephone. We've been in 3 different states, and then when Joe's presence is shown, they're like, "No, man, we can't do nothing for you here." So we have our problems, but hopefully we'll be back in the U.S. within a year or so,
Okay.
and hopefully we'll get to meet you and Zeke.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
I see a good future for you guys. Zeke is something special. He's something special.
Thank you. That means a lot.
So
That means a lot.
we won't drown out the program. And to KO Boxing, we have shared, we have subscribed, and we are sharing you out. And I see a couple of people came on that we shared with. So I'm very excited to be following you too.
Thank you, Mr. Joe Allen Boxing. Thank you so much. Yeah, we appreciate your support down in Colombia. You're in Colombia, South America.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. You can share it to everybody that speak English down there. I know just a little bit of Spanish, poquito, just a small amount. So
Mismo, muy poquito.
yeah, so a small amount. No, I grew up in a Mexican American neighborhood when used to go to boxing practice myself when I was in amateurs, and I would be the only white guy, the only widow on the whole boxing team.
Widow.
Yeah,
that would be us.
Right. Yeah, right. So I might have only had maybe 1 or 2 other guys that was native young men, Native American boys.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them were all Mexican kids on the team. So and it's really tough back then when we were younger. There's a lot of, it was really tough back then.
Well, I was boxing probably a little earlier than you were. So you said, I believe, late 70s and into the 80s, and I was
Right.
more in early and mid 70s. So and my generation was best. We were stronger. I'm teasing on you guys. I'm teasing.
They're tough though. I know that. So
A little tougher, and a little tougher than it is today, and that's why I like watching Zeke, because they're not messing around. They're old school. They get in there. Uh, they're mixing the science with the power and the speed, and it's very exciting. It's very exciting to watch Zeke, and
Thank you.
we love it. We love it, and
Thank
we're going
you.
to be fans forever. So
Thank you.
that's where we're at. So Zeke, I was impressed to Zeke the third, I guess, right? So you'd be Zeke the third. I'm very impressed with you running and wearing the boots. And let me tell you something. You had me at the moment you said Marvin Hagler.
Yeah.
So you guys are old school.
Oh yeah.
Compared to today, and we don't do many. I don't think probably we do much different than what you guys do. We could probably learn from you guys, actually, and but we do a lot of old school things. Other than that reflex bag that Joe keeps cracking the steel on and breaking, we don't do anything that would be considered much new today. But those reflex bags are not new, and I want to tell everybody that they are. Those reflex bags were. We had similar devices in the early 70s that were in the corner collecting dust in the gyms that kids didn't want to use, and but nobody's ever talking about that. So,
We have an old method that's been around, but it's a well kept secret for defense. And I'm going to reveal this, okay?
okay.
It's the best defense that you can have. What you do is you say something derogatory about your wife, and then you dodge the tortillas and you dodge the chanclas. The greatest defense you can have.
In
Tortillas,
other
the
words,
last thing you want is a tortilla smacking you in the face.
amen, amen. Here they're empanadas, and my wife's Colombian, and so we get an empanada, so we have to move too. So,
Hey, what about
I
the
hear
chunk
you.
line? The
In
shoe
other
thrown at
words, move out of the way, right?
Yeah.
You got to move. So, yeah, there you go.
you.
So, we're
Your son, let me just say that your son, his dedication, man. You guys put up so many videos. I cannot keep up with all the videos, and I try to make a comment here and there. I know but you guys are posting. How many followers do you have on your YouTube channel?
Well, I started to garner a little more interest. I started recently putting up some old fights,
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
that's just really shot the channel up. And we've mixed that with Joe's stuff.
Yeah.
And right now, we are literally the past week we've been getting 100 subscribers a day.
Wow.
So it's shooting up.
The
But
last time I saw you had about 500.
yeah,
You're way past that now?
oh, we're at pushing 2,200 right now. So it's really just
Man,
shooting. Yeah.
man. We're gonna
So
have to start posting
but
more.
we sat at about 400, 450, 500 for a long time.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden it just shot. So
Yeah.
I think YouTube kind of holds folks back, and then they'll give a little bit at a time and a little bit and a little
Okay.
bit. And we just shot, and we
Yeah.
in total views uh, now we've got over 1 million total views
Wow.
with all the videos. But
Yeah.
so it does, it just takes time and patience. And when Zeke takes off, he's going to have millions of subscribers.
One of our fights that we have, we had, I think that one fight alone is the highest viewed of our fight, and it's like 23,000. Am I right? 20. It's like 23,000 on that view on that one fight that we had. That was a good fight that we had, and then we had a rematch with that guy, and that one was a good one. Though the one that on that video that you had where he knocked him out in the first round, that had 13,000. I don't know, a little less, but I mean that one's slowly rising every day. That number keeps going up. So
Yeah, well, what I would
Fantastic.
suggest is just put some more videos out, if I may, which is something I can't get Joe to do. Joe's being like, and when he come and stumbled upon the history and uh, life and times of Sonny Liston,
oh, he
he
loves
was like,
him.
that guy's like me, Dad. And I
Yep.
said, no, you're like this guy, kind of. I said, he's
Yeah.
not like you. You're kind of like a little bit maybe like him. That's what you want to aspire. But Joe don't, he don't talk. You
No,
sitting,
he's the quiet guy.
he's very quiet. He's, yep, nope.
But those are the scary ones.
Yeah. Well,
Those are the scary ones. Your son is talented, and he's got a lot of dedication, man. I see good things for him. You see a lot of love that he has for the sport, and when you have a lot of love for the sport, you're only going to excel. You're going to only get better.
well, we
And
haven't been at this as long as you guys have. So, but you know what? I think if Zeke would have, Joe's been doing this almost a little over 2 years now.
Wow.
And if Zeke were just doing this a year or two, he'd still be special.
Oh,
There's some natural stuff there going on that I see that I don't see much today. And that's
Thank
what
you.
makes Zeke exciting to me. So we love you, son.
Thank
Up
you
in
so
this
much.
house, we love you.
Thank you. We appreciate the support, man.
We
Thank
love
you.
that too. You're
Thank
very
you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
very special what you guys got going on.
Man, you got this Latino blushing, man. Thank you.
Yeah. There you go. And I want and just quickly, I mean, I think you've seen this in a video where I've mentioned you guys. Uh, there's a lot of negativity going on with dads that are training their
Oh.
boys now. But you know what? Maybe as you go on and you go along, but I just want to share this quickly that you guys know this. When Joe started, we had a Venezuelan professional fighter that had won nationals there and many masters tournaments, which what you'd say in the United, we'd call in the United States Masters tournaments. I mean, this guy's really good, and he beat the hell out of Joe for about 2 months. Twice a week. And I told him, don't hold back. We're gonna figure out whether Joe wants to do this or not. And but I found something. I spent about 20 minutes with Joe outside of the gym, uh, showing him some stuff. And he went in the gym and beat everybody up. And everybody in there was like, "What did you do to Joe?" And I said, "Not much. I just told him to crack heads and showed him a little bit of old stuff."
Yeah.
Uh, so then I knew at that point there was nobody more qualified than me at this point in Joe's life
Yeah.
to train him. And I feel the same way about you guys. So
Thank you.
promoters are coming. There's a lot of people talking about Zeke.
You
People
think so?
yeah, I know so.
Oh
I
shit.
think so. I know so.
All
And
right.
they'll be coming.
All right.
And when they come, don't relinquish.
I won't. I
Yes,
saw your
sir.
one post. I won't.
Yeah.
No.
And people are talking. People know how special Zeke is, and to give you an example of this, you guys know who the Quarries are. I'm sure the Quarries, the boxing family. Uh, Jerry Quarry.
Oh, Corey. Yeah. Jerry
the
Corey. Of
Quarries.
course. Larry
Well,
Holmes and Jerry Corey.
Bobby
Oh
Quarry.
no, not Larry Holmes.
No,
Was it Ali? He fought Ali, didn't he?
Ali.
Yeah, he was a rugged guy, man.
Yeah, very rugged. And all those boys
Gritty.
were boxers. And Bobby Quarry is real tight with Joe on Facebook, and
Oh, wow.
they've talked about you guys. And another guy that Joe's he's real tight with this guy is Riddick Bowe on Facebook.
We just watched his fight last night. We watched him and Andrew Galata.
Oh yeah.
We watched the first fight. We were going old school. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I got to tell you now because I'm old and I'm going to fucking forget. So I got to tell you now. But we were just watching. I said, you want to see the most outrageous thing you'll never see that's never going to top it. And it's at the end of the fight. And when he saw with all the low blows and then everybody started fighting in the arena and the chairs started flying and people are punching, he was blown away about what happened. And that was in the Riddick Bowe, Andrew Galata won. That's funny you say that. We were watching that last night. So Riddick Bowe, what about Riddick Bowe?
Well, he's real tight with Joe, and I have no idea how this came about. These guys aren't tight with me, but they're kind of tight with him, and he don't talk, but he'll type. And so they private message back and forth. And there's several others, and I'm old and can't remember either. But those two guys I remember. And Joe's talking about Zeke all the time with these guys. And I believe these guys have I know they have. They've come watch Zeke. And so they're like, yeah, this boy's good. And everybody's saying the same thing. They say this boy can hit, and he can. And he's let me ask you something. Let me ask you guys something, if I may, right quick. Zeke, do you think you were born with your punching capabilities, or is it something you've worked on? Is it something that you've worked with your speed? and the strength that you have?
I think I just grew into it. I don't know. I never really had punching power from the beginning. I was mostly just like speed. That's what I was known for, was just speed. And then I came back to the gym after a little bit of a break, and then I started punching the bag, and I'm like, damn, man, like I could feel it. It's like thunderous now. And that started to go into fights. And the first fight I had was the Junior Olympics. After my long break, that was my first fight, and I had my first TKO. I was like, yeah, it's there now. I got the power.
That was the one where he hit the guy with the body shots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he tore that guy up.
Yeah, that was devastating, and you could hear it thunderous, man. When that fight happened, people were talking about that. They were kept talking about the body shots, how loud it was, and how he delivered it with such technique and stuff. That was an amazing night. And actually, the people that, I'm glad that this was brought up. The people that put on that show was Juan and Olga Vargas, and they put on some fights and stuff. They have a boxing gym in Sioux Falls too, and that's actually where the fight was in Sioux Falls. It was Rumble in the Falls, and that was in the Junior Olympics. And so we got invited. We fought there, and then we ended up having a second round TKO, and we got fight of the night. So that was pretty phenomenal. And them two have been a supporter of Zeke from day one. When we went there, it was nice meeting them. And actually, I knew Juan from way back in the day. But man, we're old, and I'm like, oh shit. But it was funny because when I saw his mom, man, I recognized her right off the bat. So there's still stuff in there, But they've been a huge supporter of them, and I want to thank them for all the support that they're to watch Zeke fight, and they're always supporting us. So I thank Juan and Olga Vargas for all the support. Thank you again.
Okay,
And I
Priscilla
believe
has a
that's
question.
only going to grow for you.
Thank you.
So,
Joe Allen Box, they have a question for you. Priscilla Woozy says, "Does Joe see Zeke having a professional career in boxing?" She came up with this comment earlier. She had a question.
Well, now, Joe, my son does, and I do too. Yeah, we see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I don't. I don't. All I see that's necessary is to continue on the path that you're on.
Thank you.
See, everybody thinks this sport is so complicated, and this sport it's one of the less complicated sports. Of course, it's the sport you can't play, but and there's a lot to it, but the prize usually goes to the hardest worker.
Yeah.
And it just does. And people don't see that, but you look back at the people that were even boisterous or kind of flamboyant, like Muhammad Ali, for example. Ali outworked everybody, and that's not really portrayed today. People aren't seeing that today, but we saw that back then, and we knew it, and we saw it on programs. And other fighters would say, he outworks everybody, and I believe that he did, to an extent. I mean, there's always some natural capabilities there, and special gifts that God gives some of us, but and that we have or possess. But the spoils go to the hardest worker.
Yeah.
Typically,
And he never slacks in the gym. He's always training hard.
Oh, I can tell.
Drenched in sweat. Drenched.
I can tell, and Joe works his backside off too, and these two boys work. And there's another boy, Kurt Williams.
He's brought him up.
He's got some work to do, and he needs to improve his strength. And I keep telling these young guys that you don't necessarily have to be born with that
Natural ability.
Yeah, or the punching power. Like Teddy Atlas, whom he's gave a little look-see to Joe and had a positive comment, and I like that, and I love that. So, but nothing against him, but that school of thought believes that and he said it many times, you're either born with it or you're not. But I don't believe that. I think you can improve on it. I think things happen with athletes and even in different sports, like with what Zeke was just saying. He
Mm-hmm.
had a moment of a pause or a step away, and then he went back in and was like, "Hey, I'm cracking it," and
Yep.
working and improving on that.
Yeah.
And Joe had it from day one. So if anybody was going to defend, you're either born with it or you're not, it would be me with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe you just build upon it, and I think you can make it stronger. We got a kid working that just started coming in training with us.
Mm-hmm.
That his power's just increasing. You
Yep.
know, you build the strength, and the power will come.
Yep.
And if you can't build the strength, you do like what Zeke's saying here, that speed and that rapidness. But you can
Yeah.
develop a punch, I believe. That's my opinion. So,
Yep. And you hit on that. You can build off of that. And not a lot of the kids or even girls for that matter are going to have those certain abilities, but you can try to build off of it and try to make it as best as what you can. That's what I tell some of the kids. Some aren't going to be fast like Manny Pacquiao, but we try to get them to the best that we can, to the best of their ability, and work off it. And then whatever that ability that they do have, we try to really perfect that. Joe is a solid fighter. He hits hard. When he's hitting that bag, he's hitting it hard, and he's gonna be a powerhouse, man.
we got to work on some techniques and
Yeah.
things, but we got him moving, and we've been working on footwork and such. But yeah, he hits like nobody's business. He's
Yeah.
got a special gift there, and when he's sparring, he'll send a jab out, and you'll see two hands flying up. He'll just move a guy at will. So
And
we're
and
lucky
he
that way. We're just
and
lucky.
he's only 14, right?
Well, we just turned 15,
Man,
or he did, and but it was. I don't want to give the date out because I'm scared to do that online. But it was this past week, so he's
wow,
newly turned 15.
wow. Well, happy late delayed birthday to him.
Well, thank you so much. And he's a big boy. He's 5'9", 5'9" and a quarter, maybe a half right now. We don't measure that every
He's
day.
almost 200 pounds too, huh?
Well, he's trimmed down, and he's
Oh, did
about
he?
185 right now.
Oh,
In
wow.
that
Okay.
area, about 185, which is still a
Okay.
heavyweight for his age.
Yeah.
Well over a heavyweight. I think it's 174, 176 for
That is under
that
18.
age. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So
Wow.
he's well exceeding all that. But I
Okay.
think he's going to be uh, uh, well over 200 pounds for sure. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But
He'll
we'll
grow
have to,
into it.
we don't know. He could stop growing, but we don't
We have
know.
another
But
question. So sorry to interrupt. They have one more question for you, Joel Unboxing. Priscilla asked, what fight of Zeke's is most memorable to him and why? Or do you have a fight that you remember?
to me, to Joe Allen
Mhm.
boxing or for Zeke?
Yes. No, this is for you.
No, it's for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's for you guys, I think.
Okay.
What's your most memorable?
I gotta say the
Okay.
knockout, man. And not only just because of the knockout, but it was the first time me and my dad actually just went on a trip on our own.
Oh, the last one, the Kansas City one.
Yeah.
That one where you showed that clip. That's the one where that was in the third round, the last 10 seconds of the third round. That was a devastating left hook. He threw a left hook. Zeke's landed first. And I got really excited because I heard it land and I knew that was the money punch. But the way that he fell, that he hit the canvas hard. And then that's when the crowd went silent and it got scary. But that was a memorable fight, and he really was on his game that night with jabs coming. The body shots were devastating. And it was the ride back, man. Just the ride back was so memorable. There's funny stories with that too, with traveling and stuff. But yeah, tell them about the fight.
Yeah. And just your first knockout is just because I didn't really think I had it in me. I knew I had power, but I didn't think I had knockout power. So that was, I mean, that was something new for me. And like I said, it wasn't just the fight. It was the first time my dad was in my corner, and the first time that we gone on a fight on our own, and a whole lot of first things. First time going out was the entrance music, man. That had me pumped. That's maybe why I did so good that time. So
Actually, that card, I found out about it through Facebook, and it was if you guys are familiar with Nico Hernandez, he's a
Yep.
professional fighter right now, promoted by Eddie Hearn. I don't know if he's still being promoted. I'm assuming he is. His dad put on that show. And then he told me to look up his son because it was the Nico Hernandez first annual boxing event. And so we went to that. And then I looked him up, and I guess Nico Hernandez went to the Olympics. He got a bronze medal. He fought, I think it was 2016, and that was in Rome. Oh, no, Paris. Not Paris. Rio. I think it was Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, Rio. So yeah, he his father put on that show, and Nico was there, and we were the main event, and it just turned out our way. We were the underdog. I mean, we were coming from Sioux City, went to Kansas City. Oh, Joe, you saw that fight?
Oh yeah,
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 you made a comment about that, man.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
my most memorable fight for you, Zeke.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we went in as underdogs, and nobody gave us applause or nothing. And even after the knockout, nobody applauded us. But leaving the ring, that's when people were coming to us asking, "What's his name?" and "Can I talk to him? Can I take a picture?" And then we kind of made some fans there, which was really, really cool. And then about a week after that, they called us up and asked us to come back to Kansas City to fight again. So within about 3 weeks after that fight, we went back and then fought again and won a belt. So within like 3 weeks, we won 2 belts, which was pretty cool. Beautiful belts too.
Yeah.
It was nice, memorable event.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to run.
Thank you, Joe.
Sorry I couldn't get Joe on here. He
What's
went
your
to
first
bed.
name? Okay, you have in your title Joe Allen Boxing. What was your first name again?
My name's Jim.
Okay,
Jim.
Jim Allen, right?
Yeah, and Joe Allen, we got the title set up with for the YouTube, is my son Joe.
Okay. Well, you guys
So,
are welcome to come on and talk boxing anytime about the Terrence Crawford fight coming up or
Oh,
anything like that in the future.
well,
So
yeah, everybody has to talk about that.
yeah, so yeah,
And,
so we can come
but
back on and let me on. Have a good night,
much
though.
love to you guys, and we will be promoting the channel here, and of course, Zeke, we will always keep promoting you guys as well. And it was very nice to be on here again. I'm sorry, Joe goes to bed about 8 to 8:30, and he was whooped today, and he was in that sack. So,
Jim,
yeah.
before you go, promote yourself. I promoted you. I told them to go to Joe Allen's Boxing on YouTube. Promote yourself.
Well, thank you. Yeah, if anybody's listening, if you want to come on to, well, not if anybody, I know we got some people here, but to those who are listening or who watch this in the future in a recorded venue, come on to Joe Allen Boxing. We'd love to have you come look and take a look, see. Joe's very committed to what he is doing, and he's an excellent student as well. And I couldn't be more blessed as a dad. Uh,
Good
couldn't
father.
be more blessed. So much love to you guys,
Thank you.
and we will continue going back and forth with you. And
Bet.
I believe maybe if you guys would be interested in it, we will. We've got an alternate email, and maybe I'm going to put that on your guys' page, and then
Okay.
we can go back and maybe get on WhatsApp and talk to each other.
Okay, sounds great.
Good thing about WhatsApp, you can be anywhere in the world and just talk for free. So,
Okay.
uh, so God bless you guys. Much love to you and your family,
Thank
and
you.
mad respect, mad
Thank you.
respect.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, KO Boxing Breaking News, and we will continue to support you too. So thank you so much.
I'll be
Bye
looking
bye,
you up,
guys.
guys.
Thank you again, man. It's such a
Thank
pleasure
you.
meeting you finally.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and a pleasure. Mismo, as they say in Spanish, likewise. Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys.
All right.
God
Have a good
bless you.
night.
Bye bye. Good night.
Very awesome man. Very awesome man. Loves his son, man. Loves his family. You got to
Well,
love
look at
that.
that. Yeah, that's cool. And real quick here, we don't want to leave out people's comments. People were making some comments, and I didn't want to be,
Bring him on, baby. Bring him on.
they probably fell asleep already. No, Priscilla, but she had a question that says, "He's pretty amazing. I'm his family on his dad's side. Something holla." You could read that one.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but real quick here tonight. So your next fight is going to be in September, unless you do some. That's your next tournament is in September, but you're going to be doing some like we used to call club shows or smokers
Yeah.
back in the day. But the next, another tournament you said you're going to be fighting in is in North Platte. That's kind of a
Yep.
big tournament for the
Yep.
Midwest area. Okay. Let's go back
Yep.
with and make sure we got that.
We already
Anybody
got
else?
registered for that. So,
Right. Anybody else like to make any comments, or anybody can click the StreamYard link and come on and make some comments? It's getting a little bit later. I can
sure.
stay on. Yeah, it's already we've been almost 2 hours almost. So
Are
that's
we
cool.
overstaying?
No. The average.
No, we're overstaying, man. I'm
No, you're fine. No, some people we run out of things to talk about. You guys probably want more exciting interviews, and sometimes we have somebody come on and they don't share as much as you share. They're kind of more reserved. They don't share as much, so that's part of it.
I have a funny story about Detroit when we competed in Detroit. So,
is this the one we got pulled over?
yeah, but did you
Go
want to
ahead,
read
go.
some comments or?
Well, let's see if there was any comments that we might have missed real quick. Oh, your boy Mambo is one of our current subscribers, or a fan of our show. He comes on quite often throughout the week. He says, I might have missed this question, but who are your top 5 boxers? Let's go with the young Zeke first. Who are your top 5 boxers?
All right. So I'm going with. All right. But I'm not putting any of these guys over. I'm just saying my top 5. So I'm gonna go with Manny Pacquiao, Marvin Hagler. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna have to go with. Oh man, what's his? I think, bro. I like Errol Spence, dude. Errol Spence. I like his style. Them body shots. I'm gonna have to go with. I don't know. I have to think about this one. You already got your top 5?
I don't know if there are 5, but I got a few. So,
Yeah, you go. I got to think about my next 2.
well, I already brought up Felix Trinidad. I thought he was an action-packed powerhouse of a fighter when he was a welterweight, super welterweight, and junior middleweight. And he was actually, I think he was undefeated, wasn't he, Alan? I think he was undefeated as a welterweight.
Well, I was looking at the comments too. Well, who was that again?
Felix Trinidad.
What fighter did you say?
Felix Trinidad, wasn't he undefeated as a welterweight and junior welterweight, junior middleweight?
I looked at his.
Welterweight.
I read an article on him like a couple weeks ago because I was trying to share with somebody how good, because I never heard of him. I said, no, Felix Trinidad was, well, he was world champion.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went to go look through it. I think you might be correct. Or I can have Joey Guerrero come on one time and ask him, and he told me for sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was undefeated as a welterweight and super welterweight, junior middleweight. It's when he went full full force with the middleweight is where he started having the problems. And he ran into another fighter that was one of my favorites, and that's Bernard Hopkins. That dude was so intelligent in the ring. He wasn't a real action-packed fighter, but very intelligent. So, but I'm going to have to go with Marvin Hagler, Felix Trinidad, Lennox Lewis, man. I got a lot of respect for him. I love a lot of his fights. I watch a lot of his fights. He had some classic fights. Very intelligent boxer. I think he was an underrated heavyweight. I don't think he gets the praise that he should have, because at that time in the 90s, man, he was fighting everybody. And in the 90s, man, you had some tough dudes, man. When he fought Razor Ruddock, no, not Razor. Well, he did fight Razor Ruddock, but when he fought Merciless Ray Mercer, that one was a tough fight for him. And Ray Mercer was no joke, but he was in there with him, man, and that was a tough fight for both of them, man. But yeah, him. I got to go with Sugar Ray Robinson too, man. He's like, Sugar Ray Robinson, man. That dude was something else. My dad's favorite fighter was Salvador Sanchez. That was my dad's favorite fighter, and he was like kind of like a Mexican version of Manny Pacquiao. He was like all over the place, throwing from all over angles, man. So yeah, I got a lot of the old school fighters, man. New school fighters, oh man, Inoue. I think Inoue is well, he's a monster. He's a monster, man. Earl Spence, I like Earl Spence too, man. I like his going for the body shots, and just a plethora of punches. I just had to use that word. Thank you.
Plethora.
But yeah.
Okay.
But
we're gonna put you. I gotta put you on the spot now, because I'm in Omaha and I used to train with CW Boxing Club back in the day.
Washington.
Yep, Carl Washington and Midge Miner and all those guys. They're at the gym. But my question is, who do you got between it? I know you guys love Errol Spence, but you guys, you're not in Omaha, so you're not getting too much trouble. But who do you got in the fight between Errol Spence and Terrence
I told
Crawford?
you. Didn't I warn you?
Yeah.
I got to put you on the spot now.
Yeah. I know he's a local fighter, but, you know, I'm not going off bias. I got to go with Errol Spence.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's because I kind of see him in me, too. That might be a little biased, but I don't know. I feel like Errol Spence is going to come out on top. The pressure is different. He could take a punch. The body shots, but I mean, bro, it's 50-50 though. It's not like, oh, Errol Spence is guaranteed gonna win, bro.
No.
Terrence Crawford is a damn good fighter, bro. So
Yeah.
What do you feel about this? I think the fighter that's going to come out on top that night is the one that stays the focus the most, complete focus, and doesn't make the least amount of mistakes. The one that makes the most mistakes that night is going to pay.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I think that would be with any fighter, though, man. Really,
Right.
if you make any mistakes, this is how I see it too, though. You saw the stare down. Did you see the size difference?
Well, he might be wearing platform shoes, though.
No, but
I'm joking.
he's naturally, Earl Spence is naturally a bigger guy. He's already thinking about wanting to fight Canelo, man. He's a big guy, man. He's, you know, there's a size difference, and sometimes they say size doesn't matter, and it doesn't. But when you got skill and technique and the speed and the power that he has along with that size, that's a lot for Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is a very gifted fighter, but you got somebody that's a little bigger than you and with a lot of technique. And he's been doing the sport just as long as Terrence Crawford. He's been doing it since he was a kid. And I actually wasn't his father training Earl Spence too. It's a father and son duo too. So I'm going to go with that because of the size and the experience is about the same, but you got the experience is about the same because they started when they were both young. They've been doing it, but then that size and the power that he generates with those body shots and those hooks, I think he'll get to Terrence Crawford maybe in the later rounds. That's my prediction.
Gilbert Vasquez says, "Much respect, bro. Keep going hard. We'll all want to see you go far."
Oh
And it
man,
says Chip. Okay. And
appreciate
then
it.
somebody
Thank
has
you.
another question that we don't want to miss out. What kind of music does Zeke train to?
Nothing. I don't listen to music when I train. I just, I don't know. It's different, but
Okay, we've got to hear that
it's
again. Did you say you don't listen to any music when you train?
no music. Just straight listen to the bag, the metal chingles,
What, I
punch.
mean, what about jogging when you're out running?
Nope.
Nope. Listen to my breathing. That's all I listen to.
Okay, this is completely different. I'm shocked. Because most fighters now, and maybe not hitting the bag and such. Sometimes they don't have a lot of music in, but a lot of the younger guys your age, I always got to put the earbuds in. I can't work out. I can't go to the gym, or can't work out without my earbuds. But that's different. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
shocked.
me.
I,
Yeah,
I, I
me.
admire you for saying that. I mean, I respect you for saying that. But it's like, wow.
Yeah,
It,
it's different. With me, I sweat a lot, and I just don't like that like the earbuds and the sweat getting all up in my ear, bro. I take that shit out. I've been when I go
but
on when I go on
not
my
even
own.
you jump roping. What about jump roping?
Yeah, I mean I don't jump over a lot, but when I do, yeah, I still don't listen to it. The only time I do is when I run in the morning. Everyone's sleeping. I don't wear earbuds. I could just blast that shit. And yeah, bro, I just in the morning I feel like that's the time where I just listen to music. But when I'm at the gym, I'm focused, no music.
About 90% of the time, you don't listen to music when you're
Yeah,
training.
like yeah, 95%. I don't listen to no music.
Maybe some of
Okay, that's
them
different.
up and comers can
That
take that
that
in.
might well, that might be something where you're actually like, you know how the Eastern philosophy and our Western philosophy, far as that has some point to it, because you're actually listening to your body, you're listening to the rhythm, you're listening to the vibrations of everything. You know,
Yeah.
you're in tune. I
Yeah,
guess that I would say.
I feel like
Interesting.
I'm able to like focus my breathing more when I'm running.
Right, but
That's
also
what
if
I'm
you hit
doing.
the bag too, you can hear your timing if you're hitting the bag right, or
Mm,
hit how hard you're hitting it.
yeah.
Instead of listening to the music when you're hitting it, you can, you can actually the sound of the vibrations, and like you're in tune more. I could see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Wow, wow, I was really impressed when you said that. Okay. More like shocked. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Anybody like to click the stream yard link? It's getting a little bit later. Zeke, you can stay on a little bit longer if you want. I'm running out of questions. I'm getting to know you more personally. That's cool. Your dad too. I like your dad's personality. Dad can be my friend. He can come on and be a co-host once in a while, and we can just talk about
That's
boxing
cool as
news. If he
shit.
gets bored. Right.
I'm
Seriously,
down.
if you get bored or something like that, sometime you can come on and just talk about the boxing news and stuff. But
That's cool.
that's cool. But yeah, you guys are also welcome to come on and talk about boxing anytime. You guys are welcome to come on. Let me know about your next
Thank you.
upcoming fight, or if you did have a fight that I didn't catch, let us know how you did.
Thank
Or
you.
maybe we could have an interview part 2. So
All right.
sometime
That
coming
sounds
up.
great.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you Zeke, uh, Zeke, young man Zeke, let's put it that way. Do you have anything you'd like to share with the public that we don't know about you that we might find interesting before you go tonight, or anything? Uh, anything that you would like to share?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I just want to give a shout out to all the people that were able
Very
to give us money for the trips that we were able to take, like Detroit, Philadelphia, and all the people in the gym. Well, me personally, I don't know, man. I don't got nothing really going on in my life. I'm just completely focused on the goals.
okay.
Boxing, that's my life right now. So that's
Okay.
all.
Was there any shout outs you'd like to give to family, friends, relatives, anybody for supporting you through the years, or a teammate, anybody?
Got to give
Shout out.
shout outs to yeah. Got to give shout outs to the family, my pops, my mom. Uh, who else? Yeah, all the supporters, everyone, man. The sponsors. Can't forget about the sponsors. That's what is giving me the experience to go to the trials and the what is it called?
The qualifiers.
Yeah, the qualifiers.
Okay,
Yeah.
one last question before we go on to the more shots from your father. Okay, George Hillerman says, do you mentor the younger boxers in Siouxland?
Only the ones that like are willing to train, but usually me, I just be doing my own thing, and then like I just focus on the ones that are like that I could tell that are gonna make it. Like Gabe, Allen, Abdul, those guys, yeah. I mean,
Then you got other ones too that are brand new, but man, they just came into the gym. And Virak, he's really coming along. He's only been there only about a couple months, and so he's already training with the fight team. And then you had Logan. Logan is another fighter. He's not even sanctioned yet, but he's training with the fight team and sparring with the fight team. And so you could see the discipline that they're showing, and you see the love that they have for the sport, even though they're just coming into it. But you could see the ones that really want to do something with it, and then the other ones that don't. But we don't turn our back on them. We just try to help them out the best that we can. So yeah, he is a mentor, though. He is. He helps out.
Right.
It's awesome.
I was the same way. Hey, if you're gonna play around, I was like a taskmaster, the old school, like how we used to be taught back in the 70s and 80s, or that time period, a long time ago. You're not here to screw around. Work. Okay.
I gotta tell you this story. Before we get off the air, because it is so memorable. Usually, anybody like you traveled. You traveled, so traveling back and forth from city to city, and there's just memories. Coming back from Detroit, we're headed back to Sioux City, and it's just me and the head coach, Danny Farley, and Zeke's in the back sleeping. We're headed back to Sioux City. We had lost right off the bat the first fight in Detroit for the qualifiers for the Olympics, and that was a hard pill to swallow. That because he took it pretty hard. It was a quiet ride back. So we're headed back to Sioux City, and I'm in the passing lane. I see a cop on the side, on the shoulder, and I'm in the passing lane, and I'm looking in the rear view, and I see him pull out. And the first thing I was like, man, he better not pull me over. And lo and behold, he turned the lights on. We're getting pulled over. All right. Now, yeah, we're getting pulled over. So I pull over, and I was like, man.
You're speeding it.
I wasn't speeding. That was the thing. So he come over, knocked on the window, and he goes, you know why I pulled you over? And I said, well, I wasn't speeding because I was going the speed limit. I looked, and I wasn't going the speed. I wasn't speeding. I was going the speed limit. So that's what he got me on, that I was in a passing lane, but I wasn't speeding up to pass. I was riding too long in the passing lane. And I was like, that's why I'm being pulled over. So he said, yeah. So he asked me to step out of the car. And so I sat in the police car with him. So he started asking me questions. So he asked me where I came. I told him we were just coming back from Detroit. We fought in the national qualifiers. And I said, my son's a fighter, boxer, and we're trying to get on the Olympic team and stuff. And so he wanted to know the coach's name, blah, blah, blah. So he started asking me, well, if I want to search a car, am I going to find any narcotics, any weapons? I said, no. Then me being the
right.
I don't know, whatever you want to call me, a comedian or whatever. I had to say something. So I was like, well, to be honest with you, I do got to admit something. I got about a half a pound of apple licorice, and it's on the driver's on the driver's door, man, and little compartment right there, and it's apple licorice. That's what I told him. A half a pound of apple licorice. So he kind of Googled about that. And he said, go ahead and sit in your car. I'll be right over there. And then, so I sat in the car. So the head coach, he's looking at me. He's like, what the hell is going on? And I told him, well, just chill. Hold on. So the cop slowly walks over to my side, knocks on the window again. He says, so show me the stuff that you got. Right away, the head coach looks at me and he's like, stuff. So I pull out the apple licorice and I give it to the cop. So the cop takes the bag of licorice that I got. We got it at the gas station. So he walks around to the passenger side, puts it on the hood of the passenger side, and he opens it up. Then he takes his phone and starts taking pictures of the apple licorice. And there's cars passing by, and they're probably thinking we're being pulled over for narcotics and stuff. The coach is looking at me. The head coach, Dan, is looking at me. He's like, it's fucking licorice. Why are we being pulled over licorice? And I was like, man, just be cool, man. Just be cool. But it's licorice. And it was the funniest thing. So the cop gave us back the licorice. I said the F-bomb. Was that all right?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It happens.
All right.
You're
So
okay.
anyways, yeah, so he gave us back the licorice and he said, stay out of trouble. And then he kind of gave me a knuckles up and then laughed about it. And then we went about our way and stuff. But the funny thing was in the car when I told him about that, when we were in the police car and I told him about the apple licorice, he was laughing about it and stuff. And he said, never heard anything like that. So it was kind of a little joke between us. And then, yeah,
he's
Coach Dan, he had no idea what was.
Police station.
Yeah, yeah. But it was the whole time. And then that just lightened up the mood the whole way. And we were just even giggling about it miles down the road. And we were like, apple licorice, man, being pulled over that. It was just a funny little story and stuff. But yeah, cool. Apple licorice. He'll never forget about that, though.
Yeah.
Great memories.
I'm surprised at taking a picture of it on the hood of the car.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Everybody was driving by like, oh, look at them. They're getting pulled over for drugs. But they don't know the whole story. So that was great, man.
Question, I think, for you guys before we head out tonight. Zeke, is it just a question for your dad? Is Zeke better than you? The age he's at? The same age, if you were thinking back in time, the same age as him, was your son better than you? The same as you? Basically, what they're asking. Is Zeke just a question for your dad? Is Zeke better than you at the age he's at now?
You know what? We've had that discussion, and everybody that knows me and saw me fight, I was an action-packed fighter too, and I had some great fights. But my son has blown me out of the water when it comes to media, when it comes to highlight reels. His highlight reels are way better than mine now. He's got me beat. So no, I'm good with that. Right. But you know, it's my genetics, man. That's my genetics. The fighting genetics, that's all me. The mustache, he got that from his mom. But other than that, it's all me. You know what? I'm gonna be dodging tortillas.
Yeah, dodging tortillas. You get home. Hey, you gotta be careful what you say. You might be dodging tortillas. Get the sandal thrown at you.
Yeah, she's a great woman, though. She's a great woman. She's a great supporter of Zeke. So, yeah.
And this last question, I guess, one of the last questions I have for you, because younger Zeke said, well, he gave all the shout outs to other people that he could think of and how focused he is on fighting. We welcome you back on, or even to talk about boxing, about Devin Haney, Tank Davis, and of course, Errol Spence. But that's fine. That's what the show is all about. Me personally, I got to go for Terrence Crawford, but the best man that night. That night, the best man that win. You know, I also started with Terrence when he was 15 years old. So when I was 37, but
I saw a video where you were interviewing him too. You were he had a home welcome party or something. I saw that video where you're interviewing him and you were right there in the mix of a big party. What was going on with that?
They had right before he had to go to training camp in Colorado Springs. They had a send-off party.
Yeah, I saw that.
All the local fans and all the fans here in North Omaha were sent basically a send-off to one of the last, like a send-off party before officially going to training camp. You know, up in Colorado. Then before that, he was training in Las Vegas for about 4 weeks there as well. Getting heat acclimated and also doing some training there with the guys in Las Vegas for about 4 weeks.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then we're going to try to have Steven Nelson come back on, and he's going to try to get Keyshawn Davis, hopefully, or maybe or Shakur or somebody else to come on with him, maybe like a team thing. They all are training together, but I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd be happy just to get two, 3 people, not the whole team. And of
Yeah.
course, Terrence is really busy. I don't know if he would come on or not. So, but I'm
Okay.
here. I'm low here locally, so I can maybe catch them even after the fight.
I hear you.
As well.
Well, we're
Is
just
there any
on.
shout outs? Any shout outs though you'd like to give before we go tonight? And any other last comments?
Um.
I like to give a shout out to my bed because I'm about to sleep real good after this workout. I'll see you later.
Yeah. He was working out before he even, he wanted to go to the gym and work out. So as soon as he got done working out, he took a shower, got down here. I told him too, man, you better not be late. So he's like, there's no days off, no days off. So yeah, he's totally dedicated. Look, all we're doing is we love the sport. He loves the sport. He's trying to make a mark in there, and hopefully we make it, and we thank everybody for all the support that they're doing. And get your ass over here, man.
Oh, bro,
And
I'm ready to sleep.
One last thing, everybody go.
just everybody, man, thank you for all the support and people from all over, man, that's watching Zeke's videos on YouTube, which is Zeke Castro. Zeke Castro. And you can see him. He's got a belt and lightning bolts. And that's my YouTube channel. Pardon me?
Subscribe to Zeke Castro.
Yeah. And just once again, thank you. And thank you to your channel for inviting us on, man. It was a huge honor to be on your show, for you to take an interest in us. And I'm overwhelmed with it. And I was just tried to contain myself, but it's really, really hard, man. It's really hard to contain myself. I'm not as cool as this dude.
Zeke and as Zeke Jr., Zeke Senior.
Yeah.
Zeke
Yeah.
1 and 2. That's a hard
Yeah.
part to keep that separate. But you guys, like I said, I don't ramble on too much. You guys are always welcome to come back on and finish
Thank
this
you.
up some other night, or talk about, the boxing as a whole, just the boxing world, whenever you want. Just let me
Yes,
know. We'll
sir.
stay in touch.
All right, definitely, man. And to answer your question, how I did find out about you was Nick Slack. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He puts on a lot of shows all around in the Midwest, so we go to a lot of his shows. And so I just happened to see something that it was on his page that you posted, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, and that's when I contacted you. But it was only because of Nick Slack. And you guys are friends and stuff. So that's how I ended up finding you. And then I sent you those videos and gave you a little insight about Zeke, and here we are.
Okay, there's a break a leg, an arm, and nose. Okay.
Jesus. Man.
Some last comments.
Yeah.
Zeke has got potential, and he's fearless. Okay, everybody. Here, listen, Zeke. Before you go to that, the last thing. Everybody wants to say goodnight to Zeke or say anything positive real quick. Tell him thank you for coming on tonight. Go ahead and do that real quick. Let's go through his comments real quick and let him go to bed because he's tired and burned out. So anybody like to say anything, go ahead and do so now. Okay, I'll pull up the comments. That way, Zeke's got potential and he's fearless. Okay, we're talking about break a leg. Anybody else like to say anything? Okay, that's it. Before you go, we're going to say goodnight, guys. So Zeke's
Thank
going
you
to take
so
off.
much. Oh, man.
You have a good night, man.
Thank you again, man. Thank you. We appreciate it, man.
Okay, everybody. Okay, everybody, we're going to say goodnight. And one last thing, Zeke, before you guys go, I want to say this. This is for everybody. A little long round of applause. Don't fall asleep real quick while I do this. We do this for all the fighters coming on, just for fun.
Yep.
This is a round of applause, and we'll officially say goodnight. Thank you. These young men are tired. So, hey, guys, say goodnight to this pretty lady here, Zeke Senior, Zeke Junior. You're always welcome to come back. Okay. And
thank you again, man. Appreciate it so much.
Hey, since you guys are Latin, okay.
Talk to
say
me.
goodnight to this. Yep. Say goodnight to this pretty lady here. Well, hang on. I got software I got to work with here. Give me a sec. Okay. Say goodnight to this pretty lady here, everybody, and have a good night. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on, and we'll catch you guys again another time.
All right.
Good night.
Definitely in trouble, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
All right, man.